Oops, I don't have the right topics. Hang on a second. I will update that in a second. Go!
All right, what's up? Welcome to the Tuesday show. This is Ultra David with our guest.
Mike Watson, what's up, guys?
And
James Chen, how's everybody going?
all right, so what we're going to do today is a few things. We're going to talk with you about Super Arcade. And I guess we'll talk about the history of that, but also what's up with it now and what's going on and all that stuff. We'll talk about some tournament results. We'll talk about, I guess, Unreal Engine. We'll talk about Marvel Infinite, maybe getting busted now. And all sorts of other stuff. All right? All right, James is busy doing something.
I'm updating the topics. There we go. My bad. Boom, 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 boom. There we go.
Fantastic.
There we go.
Fantastic.
Yeah, there we go. Okay.
All righty. Well, I don't know. You guys just want to talk about the history of Super Arcade?
Yeah, I guess we could start. As you guys know, Super Arcade, or as you might not know, Super Arcade used to host Wednesday night fights. We started back in, 2010 or 11 maybe? Does that sound about right?
I mean, Super Arcade's been around forever.
Yeah, it had been around before.
Forever. Like, wasn't that where Mike Watson first started playing? I mean, not Mike, but Mike Ross started playing.
Let's not talk about scrubs. Let's talk about legends.
Okay, fair enough.
This arcade was where Tomo Ohira was brought up. He lived,
Is that so?
Yeah, he lived in Walnut. That's where I first met him back in 91.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I first met Tomo and
A legendary player, of course.
Yeah.
the best Street Fighter player ever.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You might not agree with me.
I have no idea.
Yeah, so,
he was
legendary,
so ahead of his time. Like that. Now that I know Street
Before my
Fighter
time.
and I understand, like now I think back to when Tomo was playing, I understand that all the concepts that we understood today, he was doing back then.
Okay, cool.
So yeah,
I think it's kind of like comparing, like, let's say you have an early release game, FChamp, and you go to a tournament on day one, and you know all the shit about everything already. That's kind of like Tomo.
Okay.
He was always like not one step ahead, not two step ahead. It was like years ahead of everybody. It was just crazy.
yeah.
By the way, while we're on the subject, before we talk about the rest, I saw the little video documentary that you were in and that Tomo was in.
And Jeff Schaefer
And
was in.
Schaefer as well. What was that on? What was the...
Big Gamer or something like that? What was it called?
Oh boy, I don't remember what the YouTube channel was now, but if anybody hasn't seen it, I highly recommend it. It was a very good watch.
Yeah.
We got a little beef with those guys, though.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to tell you a little story. I'm going to get this off my chest because it kind of pissed me off. This documentary was supposed to be about old school Street Fighter 2. It's supposed to be Jeff Schaefer, me, and Tomo.
Okay.
And I spent a shitload of time. I can't even tell you. Like, I kind of dedicated, some time to this. And for it to turn out, hey, let's talk about the long lost Tomo.
I see.
And I'm just like a little bit of narration. I was like, man, what the
So, like, it wasn't really about you.
It wasn't really about me.
Yeah.
And I confronted the guy. I'm like, hey, dude, just be upfront with me. I don't care. I'll support my friend Tomo and stuff. I have no problem with that, But don't play me like that. That's not cool. Don't waste my time like that. But
So
that's my beef. CNN,
That's
dude.
the arcade that he started in,
Yes.
Super Arcade.
yes.
Then, many years later...
You took it over, basically, in what,
2009 or 10?
2009 or 10.
Yeah.
So you took it over, and then at some point in time, that's when Vi and them needed a venue for Wednesday night
Well,
fights.
Vi and them were technically in a garage.
They were in a
Yeah,
garage.
And I told Vi, hey, dude, I'm taking over this spot. Come on down. Let's, just on a handshake. We're like, yo, let's do this here. And it was like an instant success. We're right in the middle of Orange County, right in the middle of LA. And, dude, just everyone met there, and it became pretty much the mecca of not just California. But
This was like after a few venues that Vi tried.
Yeah, they had been at the Proud Bird.
They were Proud Bird. They were at the Dave and
That
Buster's.
hotel.
There was at the
Hollywood Park Casino.
Hollywood Parks Casino. All sorts of weird locations.
You can't replicate an arcade.
No,
Yeah.
it was much
The
better.
value
at
of an
Super.
arcade is just
It was much better at Super.
irreplaceable.
And so that all came together, and
Right.
then at one point in time, after a few years, and it was pretty much your sole property, you were like, you know what, I really want to do something cool for the community.
Right.
I want to renovate it. I want to remodel it, put an official stage. Let's make a bathroom that people are not terrified.
Well, let's go
to
back
walk
a little bit
into.
before that.
Okay.
So, technically, it was owned by Ralph, which was the owner of Family Fun Arcade, and he brought me in to manage the place.
Right.
So I
Also
poured
a
my
famous
heart and soul.
arcade in Southern California.
Yeah, it was
That
for
was
30 years. It was the arcade. Like, he started pinballs when they were illegal. Like, it was just... Dude,
That's where Third Strike also was like
the mecca of Third Strike in America, not anywhere else, in America as a whole.
And
so.
that was even where like Gerald and them started playing at first, right?
L.A. Akira Gerald.
LA Akira. Yeah.
And David here, that was his home arcade, so he knows a lot about Family Fun if you guys care to find some history on that. But, so Ralph called me in as manager. I worked there for a couple years, and it wasn't turning a profit near the end. And Ralph was just getting older, tired, and he just wanted to get out of the business. His health wasn't doing too well, and he's just like, I'm walking away, Mike. And I was like, dude, I got to save this. I don't know how, but I got to save it. So we did a big raffle while raffles were still the thing and people weren't shitting on them. But we gave away, dude, like $3,000, legit $3,000 worth of stuff, and we raised about like 10 or 11,000. And just with that money, I used it and threw it all in the super, bought machines, bought everything, because the place was empty. It was emptied out overnight without my consent, without my notice, but that's another story for another day. But basically, we started from scratch. We had picnic tables to put our setups on. We had like 4 arcade machines. The place was just grungy and dirty, and we ran it like that for maybe I want to say a good year or so. And this is when we started. We asked for a Kickstarter because, dude, I was just spinning my wheels. I wasn't making any money there. I was doing this all just out of the love of the game, and I was actually losing money. I would have to use my own income from other jobs.
I mean, I know you don't want to get into it too much, but, you know, like, it got emptied out by Ralph, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so basically, he still had keys to the place and everything like that, and without you knowing, he just took all the machines.
Yeah, technically, he was the owner. We had a verbal agreement, like, hey, I'm going to buy this off you. I'll pay you so-and-so for the game slowly as a payment plan, because I wasn't just going to fork out, like, $30,000 to this guy out of nowhere.
Right.
You know, we'll go on a payment plan, blah, 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 but I guess he thought otherwise of our deal, and I don't want to say he snaked me, but I mean, it is what it is, and we're at this point. I even tried to reach out to him a couple weeks ago through Tom Arlith.
Oh, okay.
And I wanted to talk to him, just, you know, kind of settle everything, be like, look, I've been through hell and back already.
Right.
I know when your back's against the wall. I know when things aren't going right. You got to do what you got to do for your family. And I actually wanted to tell him, you know, like, hey, if you want to say sorry to me, it's cool, you know, like, everything's fine. I don't want you to hold this on you, you know, like, have no guilt, no nothing.
Right.
I'm cool with everything. I understand. People do what they got to do just to make it in life at times. And, you know, by him doing that to me, if that's what he had to do to survive, that's fine. Like, I let it go. We're cool.
I didn't know he was still around.
He does a little bit of this and that. He was at SCR, actually.
Really?
Yeah, he went to go visit SCR, so
what the
I missed him.
Okay.
Anyway, so back to the old history.
So he kind of, you know, emptied out the arcade on the afternoon in the middle when Eris was working there. And he knows I'm taking care of, like, a 3-month-old kid. There's no way I can leave and just stop him. So he emptied it out without my notice or anything. And I was just like, what am I going to do? So like I said, we did the raffle. We did everything. We raised it up. And, you know.
Got it back together.
Yeah, got everything back together. And the tournaments were going strong as usual. We started bringing in Smash and everything. And, dude, like, believe it or not, Super Arcade was supported, like, more or less by the Smash community, and I thank you guys for that. That's awesome. You guys have a great community, and, you know, we're trying to bring you guys back. Hopefully, you know, you guys will come around a few times a week when the new Super opens. So,
right.
But yeah, then we did our Kickstarter, and the whole reason we did Kickstarter, I wasn't making any money. I was literally making $0. I would sometimes have to go out and work to make money to pay my employees. So not only am I not making money, I'm going into the negative to keep this place open. And you know, no matter how popular Street Fighter was, no matter how popular Marvel and all these games are, the tournaments just, it doesn't cut it. The rent over there is $6,000 for 2,700 square foot of space, which is, dude, you can't afford, that's like renting a spot in the mall. You can't do it. It's not heard of. And making money off quarters and charging $5 venue fees, that's just not it's not gonna do anything for us.
Super Arcade was even 2 spaces sized in that venue, in that shopping mall.
We were actual 2 units put together. So yeah, we did the Kickstarter. Before I did the Kickstarter, I didn't know if I wanted it to succeed or not, but it was just my last, like, you know what? If it happens, I'll pour everything I have into it. I'll put my heart into it. If it doesn't, okay, I can walk away. I tried. And if the community doesn't want to support it, then that's up to them. I can provide you with the place to play. I can put in the work and effort, but it's up to the community to come in and show support and put their heart into their game that they want to support if they want to keep it going. And, you know, things were doing fine and everything, and a lot of people give me a lot of flack for a couple things that were done. So first off, we did get the landlord's permission to remodel. I'm on a month-to-month with them because with the lease at $6,000, you don't know where the community is going. You don't know where the economy is going at the time. It's hard to pay $6,000 a month. And if you sign yourself up for 2 years, 3 years, you're putting yourself at a very, very huge disadvantage, whereas a month-to-month, I could walk away anytime. And, I figured they wouldn't be scummy enough to do something like that, but they were scummy enough. They wanted me to sign a 3-year right after our remodel. They wanted to raise my rent, and as the internet is, they're out to kill you, and they were trying to mess with me. And they even had people calling, checking the prices of the Super Arcade lease just to confirm that I'm not BSing them. But eventually, yeah, dude, you got legit people saying, "Oh, no way, that place costs $6,000 a month. That's bull," and like this and that.
Because they don't live in Southern
Yeah,
California.
they don't know, man. I mean, dude, I could buy $1 million house. Like,
So basically, you did this Kickstarter. A whole bunch of people donated to this.
Right.
You remodeled the bathroom. The
Everything.
bathroom was super nice. You remodeled a bunch of the inside of the arcade. You repainted a bunch of things. You hadn't quite built the stage yet, but you had built those little sections for the PC machines and everything like that, for the stations and everything. And then that's when the landlord figured, he was like, well, you're kind of locked into this, so now I can kind of screw you over.
When an old man comes at night and they see 100 people every single night, they're going to automatically see dollar signs like Mr. Crab, like ching, ching, ching.
Right,
dude,
right.
But they don't understand, like, these kids are there. They're not spending a ton of money. They're there to pay their $5 venue. They're playing to support the game. Yeah, we might bring in $500 a night, but once you divide all the costs of everything, dude, like, I'm literally making maybe $50 a night.
Right.
For working a 12-hour day. And, dude, I could work at McDonald's and make more than that. So.
Yeah, the worst thing about it, too, is, like, Super Arcade was making so much money for all the restaurants there, too.
Oh, my God.
That's
Dude,
true.
There was the Jolly Cup.
Lolly Cup.
Lolly Cup.
The owner of Lolly Cup, the day I left, begged me to come back. He begged me. We literally tripled the business of Lolly Cup next to us.
Yeah.
Dude, that Chinese restaurant right next to you. Everyone ate there all the time.
Dude, all these
Even
people
that Jack in the
complained.
Box,
These people all complained when we first got there. I told the Lolly Cup guy, I'm like, look, I'm going to have a ton of people coming in here. Run a promo over here. And he's like, yeah, whatever. Fucking next day he comes over, the second day I'm open. He's handing me free coupons for drinks, dude. And he's like, here, dude, I'm sorry, blah, blah, blah. The lady next door at coffee break. Tell your people don't line up in front of my store, blah, 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 blah. Fucking next week, she's like asking me, do I speak Chinese? Fucking trying to be all nice to me. And I was like, all right, lady, we'll help you out, dude, whatever, But I mean, arcades, that's what arcades do. Arcades generate income from people. They bring in people from outside your region, so you're not only serving your locals, you're bringing in fresh outside money.
Yeah.
And
it took us an hour and a half to drive there.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically new money in the system.
I bought a freaking boba from that place like every time I went.
At least one boba, right? I mean, let's not kid ourselves. You can drink 3 or 4 of those in one night easily.
Oh, man.
But yeah, people were shitting on me about the Kickstarter. Where's the spreadsheet? Where's this and that? And I've literally spent like at least 2 hours writing down a breakdown of everything. And it's just people refuse to read. Like, it's online.
You even spent more than you got from the Kickstarter.
Yes, I definitely spent more. I definitely spent more. And the whole thing about the Kickstarter is this. The Kickstarter was supposed to remodel the location I was at, which I did. I finished out everything. I didn't cheat anybody out of any money. Everything that I said I was going to do, I did.
Right.
But now I took it even a step further, and I'm moving, and I have no obligation to Kickstarter anymore, technically. But I'm moving with my own money. So let's just calculate. I pay $4,000 in rent for 2 years already with no shop open. Right? That's $96,000. My Kickstarter raised $54,000 after all is said and done. Where do you think the rest of the money came from, guys? Like, let's be realistic. That's out of my pocket. And I pay for storage.
Didn't you pay back a lot of the Kickstarter as well?
I sent out some prizes. After I'm open, every dollar that was received from Kickstarter, every dollar, mark my word, you could use it in court of law, whatever you want, mark my word, I promise I will pay back every penny. You guys will have nothing on me. I don't need the money. It was just, do we have the support of the community? You guys said yes, so I made it happen. Okay. You guys came out to support me. You still support me. A lot of people are still hitting me up all the time, and it means the world. And I can make money. I'm very fortunate that I have a gift to hustle and make a lot of money. Like, I've been blessed with poker skills, I can just talk and make money. Like, but every penny will be paid back.
So you ran the Kickstarter.
Yes.
And then the landlord increased the rent.
Yes.
And you basically
called
constructed an eviction. More or less.
He strong-armed me out of there. He tried to weasel. He's like, nah, these guys aren't leaving.
You had to get out of the
I had to get out of there. There's no way. There was no way.
Okay, well, what happened after that?
So, now I'm searching for cities that allow coin-op entertainment permits.
Right.
And you're not going to find that. Like, as much as people say, why don't you go here, why don't you go there? It doesn't work like that. You have to find a city, and each city has a zone. They have different zoning. You're allowed to put it here, here, and here. Azusa was the perfect candidate because it's 7 miles north of Walnut. So I'm going to keep my same local clientele. We're still in the middle of LA and Orange County. But this is where I ran into the biggest brick wall, like, in my life. Like, the corruption in cities, not just big cities, but small cities, seems like it's even worse. The corruption is ridiculous. I mean, besides directly asking me for money, I was pretty much shit on the whole time I was there. Like, they're giving me excuses like, your customers are going to pee on the floors. Like, dude.
So the local cities can decide which businesses are in their city or not.
Yes, you're either in their pocket or you're not. Like,
and yeah, there are rules, right, that they are supposed to operate by, but they control those rules.
Yes, they control everything.
Yeah. So,
but here's the one bright light.
Like, I know one business that's also run by an FGC guy that he went to their city and was like, this is a great location. I want to open my business here. And the city was like, that is a great location. So they took it and turned it into their offices. So they like jacked the location. So this is...
you had a big issue with trying to get the permit, essentially.
Right. So what happened was I rented out a spot, and I was still very cautious. In my lease, I had the term stating I will not pay any rent until the permits are fully issued, and I have no problem. So that happened, and after 2 months of fighting the city, I had a hearing and everything. Right. Like I said, there was one bright light of hope that saved everything. If the internet did not exist, there would be no chance.
It was streamed.
Because this whole hearing was streamed, and people were finally like, because this was already in April, May, and then dragged on to September, and people were like, Mike, what's taking so long? I'm like, dude, they're telling me all this shit, and people are like, nah, no way, you're full of it. I'm like, dude, watch it, listen to it. And literally, you hear people saying, you got an old lady saying, oh, your customers are going to be gawking and whistling at me when I walk through the parking lot. Your customers are going to be peeing on the floors. I'm like, lady, like, no one's looked at you for fucking 30 years. Why would they start whistling at you now? Give me a break. You don't have a big rack. You're ugly. Like, what do you want? Like, come on. Like, it's just ridiculous. Like, and my guy's peeing out. Like, dude, you guys are potty trained, right? We're all potty trained. Come on. We're not going to just pee on your floor.
There's a lot of stereotypes about arcades from the 1980s, and it was considered bad kids.
Someone even in the chat even remembers that there was that tan shirt guy who was like the only good person.
He's the only hero. He's the only hero, dude.
Because he spent that whole entire hearing, and he's like, but wait, we're going to bring in new people that we don't have. Like, this is a great... And dude, everybody from the FGC went to that. I remember Potter, Potter, who's a freaking lawyer.
That's the second hearing they came.
Oh, that was the second
They filled up the whole auditorium. Okay, so here's another fucked up thing. Everybody is supposed to be allowed 5 minutes to speak. They cut down everybody's time to 3 minutes. That's the first time it's ever been cut down. Mm-hmm. The most memorable part of that was not just all the people showing up and everybody supporting me. There's a guy from Galloping Ghost Arcade.
That's right.
All the way out in Chicago.
Yeah.
I don't know him. I've never met him before. I've never said one word to him. He's like, hey, I'm going to come to your hearing instead of going to Evo. Because the hearing was 1 week.
Yes.
He canceled his Evo trip to go to my hearing.
Wow.
So he could speak for 3 minutes. How disrespectful of the city is that? He owns the largest arcade in the world. In the world. And this guy came to support me. And it's just like, that's just what arcades mean to people. People put their heart and soul into it. This guy... He threw away a whole vacation to visit the city of Azusa on the behalf of Super Arcade. He doesn't know me. He knows me.
That's crazy, man.
Right.
I forgot about that.
That's just ridiculous. But yeah, everybody spoke for 3 minutes.
I was mad too because I wanted to go to that thing and I couldn't because I was I had already had my plane ticket to Evo, and I remember being in the airport watching it on my phone.
And who was it from Nintendo died that week too?
Oh,
was that the same week?
That's the same week.
Wow.
So we lost Nintendo. We got screwed by Azusa. And dude, it's just crazy stuff happened, dude. And
so yeah, there were a couple of hearings.
There was a couple of hearings. So here's the worst of it all. So I got rejected twice.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, I told the owner of that complex, hey, the city hates you. I got to back out. I need my money back. So he gave me back my deposit. Everything was cool.
Yeah.
One of the city officials appointed me to the location that I'm renting now. Mm-hmm. So if he's appointing me there when he was against me, maybe he's like, hey, if you go here, we're going to let it go. And I kind of screwed up at that point. I'm like, okay, so I rented this place. I didn't put in the clause until I get my permits and everything's done. So now I'm like, fuck, I screwed up. I was too ambitious, too anxious to get everything done. But you would think if they tell you to go there, it's kind of like, hey, hint, hint, go, you know? And I went there and they started screwing with me even more.
Does the guy own it or something?
No. But you would just think the guy that's been on the what's it called, on their staff for like 30 years is not going to dick me around like that.
I guess. I don't know. So what happened after that? I mean, it's at this point when, at least publicly, I stopped hearing about what was going on.
Okay, so
and
then,
this is maybe a couple of years ago.
So then this is September of 2015.
Yeah.
I started renting the place out. I'm paying $4,000 a month in rent. Let me remind you guys. Plus $800 in stores, $4,800 a month. So let's just round up. $5,000, $60,000 a year just to keep a dream alive. I'm burning money here at this point. But anyways, I started construction, started everything. 2 weeks into it.
It took a while before you could start construction, right?
I was already started. I built my office. I was tearing down everything. Just behind closed doors. They come in, stop work order. Okay, no problem. I understand.
Why?
You need permits for everything.
Okay.
So we go to the city. Now I got to get an architect, everything, and architects are expensive. My first architect, he was a little bit autistic. No bullshit. Little bit autistic. And they didn't like him. So he did all my plans, everything, and I spent about $15,000 on this guy. And I could tell they don't like him. And now I'm like, fuck, I need to get this done. So I had to get another architect, which they're okay with. So now I spend another $20,000 because these architects have a big ego. That's not my work. I'm going to start from scratch. I don't want to deal with anyone else's paperwork. Like, okay, let me throw away another $20,000. So all this goes on. Now they're approving. Now they're like, okay. They wanted me to build 4 restrooms in there. It's 5,000 square foot building. They wanted 4 extra restrooms. And they wanted 4 restrooms because every 1 to 100 males needs 1 urinal or 1 toilet. Every 25 females needs their own urinal and they need their own sink. So aside from having to get everything up to code, handicap, ADA compliant, they're thinking I'm going to have 100 women in there. I need 4 toilets to accommodate women with 4 sinks. Dude, it's not a runway, dude. It's an arcade. And on top of all that, they wanted 2 drinking fountains. I'm like, bro, it's not Disneyland. Why do I got to fucking have drinking fountains, toilet? So it was crazy. So I fought and I fought and I fought, and they were still denying me. So here's the whole big win of everything. Laemmle Theater comes in, which is an independent-owned theater. It's owned by the grandsons of the founders of Universal Studios.
Like movie theater, you mean?
Yeah, movie theater. This guy comes in, and he's bidding for a project across the street in a big shopping center. His theater, surrounded by restaurants, shops, whatever. Or they have a bowling alley arcade that's going to be the centerpiece of the downtown. And I get wind of this. I'm like, I can't open an arcade, but you want an arcade/bowling alley to be the centerpiece of downtown.
Yeah.
You go, there's no justice.
Yeah.
So we go to hearing everything. I'm sitting there. I see the officials looking at me. I'm just giving them that death stare. Like, man, fuck you. You better not fucking approve of this. I'll kill you. So the first hearing, they approve of the bowling alley center.
Yeah.
Oh, there was a outrage, dude. Like no, there's 80-year-old men walking out of there because we don't want no fucking bowling alley here. Fuck you.
Really?
Like,
Oh, wow.
Dude, 80-year-old men. It's like, dude, they were so passionate. And I was just laughing. So I got in contact with Greg Laemmle, and we spoke a little bit, and I told him, hey, don't give up. And this is where Channel 5 News came to talk to me, the San Gabriel Valley Tribune, Pasadena Star News, they all came to talk to me. And behind the scenes, I got people, the younger crowd at the city was telling me, hey, you know, if you help this guy out, we'll help you out. Like, you know, it's the backstage BS that goes on. It's real.
Yeah.
Just because you don't see it and you don't want to believe it, I'm telling you, from first-hand experience, this shit's real. And he fought for it, and we went back to a second hearing, and before the hearing even started, the team for the bowling alley arcade was like, you know, we're going to step aside. We've listened to the people of Azusa, and we'll gladly move our location to somewhere else. We're going to let Laemmle Theaters come in, and bam, it was done. And after that, boom, all of a sudden, all my permits are cool now. Just out of nowhere. So then after that, we start construction. We do everything. So
in other words, they were holding back the permits because they were thinking about giving.
Exactly. Exactly. So if they told me that a long time ago, I'd be like, you know what? I'm out of here. You guys are ridiculous. Instead, I'm sitting here lighting money on fire, and they want to screw with me. So then there's even more BS. So I'm building. It gets to the point. Finally, they're like, Mike, this building is not seismically correct in a safety.
What time frame is this now?
This is after I've been building and I spent like another $50,000. This is at the end of 2016 now.
Okay.
They're telling me, Mike, this building is not earthquake safe. The escape routes, blah blah blah, and I'm like, what the fuck? And they want me to what they call retrofit the building, and that's going to cost me $150,000.
What?
And I'm like, dude, I don't own this building. You guys know I'm not going to spend this. I'm like, where do I call my lawyer? Who does my lawyer got to talk to? They're like, oh, don't worry, we'll take care of it. You bring up the word lawyer, and all of a sudden people are, oh, we got it. No, that's cool. Well, that's like, good. Dude, it's just crazy. Like, the corruption that goes on is so ridiculous. Like, there's no answer for it.
So they were just hoping that you'd be like, okay, and spend the $150,000.
No, they're trying to bleed me out.
Right. Oh.
They're trying to bleed me out because, dude, I've thrown in $300,000 at this point.
Right.
How many people have $300,000 to open an arcade?
The
ones that have it would be smart enough to do something else.
Dan doesn't have it, dude.
Dan don't got it. Sorry, Dan.
So let me ask you this question. I mean, honestly, like, was there any point where you were just like, this isn't worth it? I gotta just cut my losses and just get the hell out of here? Because at this point in time, it just sounds like a white whale. It sounds like the Moby Dick. It sounds like Ahab kind of thing. You know what I mean?
It got crazy, and I'm not gonna lie, I got possessed by everything. And you've known me as a gamer. From the beginning, I never ever want to be second place. I never give up. Fuck this guy if he beats me. I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna beat his ass. You know, like I've never given up. But I was at a point. I'm like, dude, there were so many times and moments during this trial that everything could have turned around. Like. There was one Super Bowl that Peyton Manning won for the Broncos, which was in 2016. It was February. I was like, dude, I'm down to only so-and-so amount of money. Am I going to keep fighting this? Am I going to drag it out? Fuck it. Bet on the Broncos. Bet it all. Didn't give a fuck. And Broncos won. Right? So now instead of, I have $15,000 left, now I got like $40,000 left. And that buys me, 8 months, 10 months of fighting. Oh, and that's literally what happened. Like, I could have gave up. But I don't want to say, I don't want to believe in, certain things happening, but, good things happened along the line where it's don't stop, keep going, don't stop, and, little stuff happened,
Okay, so end of 2016, the retrofitting doesn't have to happen.
Now we're building, doing all the work, and then, so, the process of inspections is just straight stupid. This building is 100 years old. I got to do underground plumbing.
You don't own the building?
I don't own the building. But in my lease, I have first option to buy, which is I protected myself. Oh. I have first option to buy if it ever goes up on sale.
Okay.
At purchase, I can buy it for $100,000 below fair market value.
Okay.
So
you have an interest in it at least.
I have a little bit of backup on that.
Yeah.
They won't kick me out as long as I pay my rent, and I legally have first right to purchase.
Right. Okay.
So I'm cool on that in that sense. So I try to make up for my mistake. But yeah, I mean, the only mistake along this whole time is me being, I don't want to say arrogant, more optimistic that. When I tell people it's going to open, it's because if it were up to me to do all the work is done at that point. But it's not up to me. I got to do a little bit of work. They got to come look at it. A little more work. They got to come look at it. And these people take their sweet ass time with everything. And
well, okay. And is there anything that happens in the intervening between end of 2016 and now, or are we at now?
Yeah, just working on everything and getting them to approve this, approve that. Just my lighting. So they want me to have what's it called? Economic fucking interest lighting, and just they want me to save money, and
I see.
They want it to be just cheap.
Right.
So I'm putting in LED lighting, which is more expensive than regular fluorescent tubing. Yeah. But they want me to put in 53 pieces of it, and that shit costs $200 for each unit. So there goes another $10,000. But they're it doesn't make sense. They're contradicting themselves. I'm in an arcade. I don't need light. It's supposed to be dim and you see the screen and stuff. But whatever. I just say, you know what? Fuck it. It's $10,000 more. Let's get it done. So right now we just finished the electrical. The landlord's working on the flooring right now. And all that's left is I got to paint the inside after she's done with the flooring. And I'm going to bring in everything. We're going to party. And that's it. We're done.
I mean, so again, not trying to be overly optimistic or anything like that. Do you feel like that there's a chance that this is going to open within?
It's going to open this month.
Oh, this month.
It's going to open this month.
Yeah, in
not
October.
Not the arrogant Watson again.
There's nothing to inspect anymore.
You sure?
We have all the plumbing inspected, the electrical's inspected. There's no laws that say I can't paint it a certain way.
Okay.
The flooring is done. The flooring is the flooring. We already have the underground plumbing inspected. Everything's been. We passed all inspections at this time.
All right. Now, let's say you get it open this month, right? Let's say this opens this month, right? I mean, are you worried? Because I know there was another arcade that opened up around that area at one point in time that was like Finest KO or something like that.
They were more in like Roland Heights area.
Yeah, but
they're just like a PC cafe.
Yeah,
you know?
but they closed
they're not
out.
an arcade.
They closed out, right?
Well, they don't got me running it. Right?
Okay. So you're pretty confident with this then?
Oh
right?
yeah, for sure.
Okay,
for sure. All the tournaments I run, there's no arguing about brackets or rigged. You never play your friends when you come to my shop. You don't travel 50 miles to get knocked out by your buddy you drove there with. Like, there's no BS like that. Like,
right. Also, I mean, like, I know Fubar Duck, for example, he used to own Arcade UFO.
Right.
You know, he's done
in
a lot
Austin,
of things.
Texas.
Yeah, in Austin, Texas. He just recently got a job in Singapore, so he had to sell it, and he moved on and everything. I've had long talks with him about things like, you know, family cards, you can set prices, do things through the computer and stuff. Like, was that something that you had thought about doing?
You know, I'd rather keep it old school. Because, I mean, I've always been grassroots, and if I change that, now I'm kind of giving in. And plus, there's a huge investment factor with that. Every unit you buy is a few $100.
Right.
Then you got to buy the system, you got to buy the cards, and I feel like anytime you use tokens or use these cards, I feel like you're kind of cheating the customer. Because you can't go home with that money. Once you spend.
Are you not going to use tokens then?
No, we're using quarters, all quarters. That's what we were using after we did Kickstarter, too. We went all quarters.
Because, I mean, even with tokens, you know, you can give deals that way, right? Like $20.
Right. Yeah, but then they're still stuck with tokens going home.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not cool to me.
Well, I mean, you're the business owner.
Call me as a bad businessman, but I'm a player first.
I get it. I mean, I appreciate it as a player. I'm just saying, as a businessman, I see the benefits of having a system like Ryan had.
Oh, yeah, token system's great.
And then also, but it's funny because I talked to Gabe, you know, who runs Button Mash, right?
Barcade in Los Angeles.
Yeah, and when I was talking to him about it, he uses tokens.
Yes.
And he was like, man, you don't know how many tokens disappear.
Yeah.
He's like, I am ordering new tokens, like, by the bucketfuls, like, constantly.
Yeah, they cost 5 cents each, and you're buying them for 25, so you're making instant, you know,
right.
like 400%.
Right, but it's just like you would think that the tokens would come back into your system, but they just disappear.
Yep.
People just take them home, they forget, they're gone, and so he's buying tokens constantly.
Okay, I mean, I still have tokens from Super Arcade and Family Fun Arcade just in my house.
I have Shiggle tokens, dude. I kept those for you know, memorabilia.
Right, that's what I mean. Yeah, that's what I have them for.
Yeah, but yeah, dude, I'm a player first. I have the interests of the customers and I have the interests of the players as my number one.
Right.
Because if not, I wouldn't have sacrificed everything to get to this point.
Right.
If I really cared about the money, I would have just, you know.
So, I mean, what are you going to do about things like, you know, obviously Wednesday Night Fights goes on, so everybody goes there. So are you just not going to do anything crazy on Wednesdays and then just, like, do stuff? Or are you actually going to try to compete with Wednesday Night Fights?
James, I'm Asian. Okay, so, as you know, they always take something, find a way to make it cheaper, and everybody buys it, right? So here's Wednesday Night Fights. Here's the comparison. Vi charges $10. I've always charged $5.
Right.
Fuck the $5. Come over for free on Wednesday nights to start.
Are you going to do Wednesday nights?
I'm going to do Wednesday Night Fights for free to start out. For free.
Why are
I'm
you
for
gonna
the
do
community.
But why?
If you're really for the community, why do you need to charge kids so much money to come
you
play
got to
the game?
make money as well. It's
why
business.
do you got to make so much, though? Why do you
have
got to be
make
greedy?
some, I mean, because you make what you can make, but...
I mean, it's cool to be a money whore and stuff. There's not. I love money more than anyone. Trust me.
You know, it's not. You're not being a money whore. I mean, you're running a business.
Right.
I
will have enough. I will have enough to stay afloat for sure.
Right.
I
mean, here's the question, right? You have 6 other days of the week that you can run stuff, right?
And I will.
So, right, but why not take a break on Wednesday?
Wednesday Street Fighter. It's always been Street Fighter.
Yeah, it's just the concern is that the community gets hurt.
So how many people from Los Angeles currently, good players, not just randoms, how many good players don't show up to Wednesday Night Fights?
Well, I don't.
Right.
Do I count?
Do you guys come out anymore?
I
do you go to esports?
Sometimes.
It's hard to get there, right?
It's far for me, but it's actually
that's the only reason I don't
it's
go.
closer to where Southern Hills Golfland used to be, and everybody used to go there. Right?
It's got to find location.
You have no
it's
choice.
For us from West LA, it's a good schlep.
But yeah, we're right in the middle. I mean, someone told me business is business, so there's no hard feelings involved. This is how I bring my business in.
Yeah.
I just think it's a bad day, dude.
I think it's a losing proposition, to be honest with you.
I've been approached by a couple people that are higher up there, that are sponsors and stuff. They're like, Mike, you probably shouldn't do it. I'm like, you guys didn't fucking help me get here. Why do I gotta listen to you?
I mean, because
you're running a business,
right?
I'm for the community though. What interest is it of me for someone else's business to survive? What interest is it to me?
Well, see, the thing about it is like there's no reason necessarily to go directly against them, right? Like
it's not. I used to run Wednesday night. I'm running Wednesday night again. You were running it while I was away. I'm out of jail now. We're Phoenix rise from the ashes, and boom, you got somewhere to play again on Wednesdays. You got a choice.
Well, I just think it's. I wouldn't want to see the community get split, and that's what I think.
Yeah, and I don't want to have to see that kind of situation where now you are creating this competition. Because the thing about it too is because then what happens is now you're creating an incentive for Level Up to try to counter you.
Okay,
right?
they can one up me. That's fine.
Right, but
go for it.
But the thing is, like, why do that in the first place when
so
there's plenty of other nights to take?
For starters, I'm not the one who said business is business. Let's mark that on the book. I didn't say business is business, but once you tell me that, all friendship, all friendly communication stuff is out the window. Business is business. Okay, boom, I know what to do now, and this is the decision I'm making, and it's good for the community.
I don't think
it's good for me. Why?
Yeah.
If you're a player, let's pretend, David, you don't have a good job. Let's pretend your income is, not so hot.
Yeah.
And you want to come and play games and hang out. The FGC is a big melting pot. It doesn't matter how much money you have. It doesn't matter where you come from.
Yeah.
Nothing matters. All that matters is how good you're at Street Fighter and your love for the game.
I'm with you.
So, if I can bring in more people and keep money in their wallet and keep them, coming out and having fun and not having to worry about, I don't have $10, dude. Like, I can't afford it, the gas, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Then I'm doing good for the community in my eyes.
I think that sounds great. I just think that that's better done on another night.
Well, we'll have the run back, too.
Well, see,
I think it's better done not just for the community, but for you.
Right.
I think it's better if you're not trying to directly compete with something that
and
is already
plus another thing,
established.
too, is that if you give people 2 nights to play Street Fighter, I think that's
I don't think, at this point, shit talk aside, I don't think Street Fighter is good enough to deserve 2 nights a week.
Yeah, not just Street Fighter, obviously, but fighting games in general.
Dude, we're gonna have NRS on Fridays most likely. We're already talking to some people.
So you're not planning to run everything on Wednesday?
No. Wednesday is mainly Street Fighter.
I thought Street Fighter was like all FGC games.
No way, no way. So we're gonna have Wednesdays, Thursday Marvel again, Friday NRS. And possibly Tuesdays, Saturday, Sunday, we'll figure it out.
That sounds great. Okay, I like spreading it out like that.
No, we support every community.
No, yeah, I know. I just figured everything was going to be Wednesday night rather than all spread out.
Right. Okay.
So, yeah, and I'll be open 7 days a week, not like Wednesday to Sunday anymore. I won't be closed Monday and Tuesday anymore.
Okay.
But yeah, Smash will be at our place for sure.
That sounds great. I mean, like I said, I feel like the Wednesday thing is like more like spite than business plan or community plan. But the rest of it, I think, is good.
So without talking too much, I asked, do you want to work again without discussing anything? Do you want to work again and see what's up? Nope. Business is business. Okay, boom. Yeah. That's it. Then we're done.
Yeah.
Like, it's a clean break. There's no hard feelings. You do yours, I'll do mine, and we're cool.
Well, I hope it works out for you, and I hope that it works out for the community most of all, obviously.
Right.
Well, like I said, I mean, it's hard for people to turn down free. It's not like you're playing in a gutter in a back alley. You're playing in an actual arcade that's brand new renovated.
Right. But then you might, like David said, you might end up splitting community, right? Like you're going to end up with people in 2 different locations.
But where do the top players want to go? They want to go to the competition, right? If Orange County only has 5 top players and LA has 10 top players, don't you think they're going to want to collide and meet in the middle?
I think it's more complex, man. I think there's so much momentum for Wednesday night fights at the esports arena. They're on a stream that thousands of people watch. They get, there's publicity there.
Our Super Arcade streams had just the amount of numbers when Level
Up
wasn't
there.
They did.
But it's been a while,
It
right?
has been a while. It has been a while. So that's if I'm a player, I think I'd continue to go.
I mean, if you're going just for the stream, I don't know. You're not going for the competition. You want to get good, come to Super. You want to go on a stream with.
I hear you, but it's a job for some of the guys now. So they have to be public. They have to be like visible.
They will be. I mean. They will be. Super Arcade, it's not like we're chopped liver,
No, I'm not saying you are. Right. I just think it's...
If anything,
it'd be better done if it was another day.
We came up
I
together.
hope it works out.
If anything, we came up together, and I'm not worried about...
Right.
I'm not worried
because, Wednesday is also already NLBC and Wednesday night fights.
And
so...
And my tournaments will start on time. People will go home before 4 a.m.
But see,
that's a huge factor too.
We tried that one time at Super Arcade before. We tried starting the tournaments on time, and then people didn't go.
Yeah, but tournaments are starting at 11 p.m. nowadays, James. 11 p.m. till 4 in the morning.
So 10 p.m. is starting on time.
No, I'll start at 8, and then so here's my idea. I'm gonna start at 8, and I'm gonna adopt the death bracket rule for every nightly. If you can't get there till 9, you're in the death bracket. I'm sorry. If you don't pre-register on Twitter, or you don't pre-register by phone, if you show up at 9, there's a death bracket open, and it's up to you whether or not you want to enter. And we'll have a death bracket every night that we're running a tournament. People will go home on time.
Well, I know you well enough to know I'm not going to dissuade you. I just wanted to say my piece.
No, I appreciate all the feedback from everybody. Like, dude, I listen to what people say. Like, right. I don't just sit here and go hard-headed. But I know it's kind of sad in a way. But hey, they can run their things. You know, I can run my things, and we'll see who wants to show up. Dude. We'll just see who wants to show up.
Yeah, I mean, well, let's put it this way: if it doesn't work out, would you consider switching Street Fighter to another day?
Yeah, sure.
Okay,
sure. Street Fighter deserves a day. We'll figure it out.
Okay.
It's just plug and play at this point, you know. Let's go. Let's see what works. If it doesn't work, we'll change. Like, we're always adapting. That's the whole thing. We just got to adapt and keep things going.
Okay.
Yeah, man. Well, I obviously hope it works out. You know, it's been a long time. Yeah, sure.
You just sent out a tweet recently that you said you lost your homes and all these other things.
Yeah. So basically,
I mean, do you want to expand on that?
I have no problem. I've always kept everything honest with everybody. I've never hid anything. So for people to say that, where's the spreadsheet and all these bullshit memes, it's ridiculous, dude. I've kept it 100% with everybody all the time. And keeping it 100% has cost me a lot, but I still have, you know, my own sanity. I can tell everyone with a straight face I haven't taken anything. I haven't acted out of character. I haven't BS my way into anything. Like, I do it my way. And if it costs me everything to do it my way, so be it. Because in the end, yes, I won. I lost a lot to win, but I did win. And
I mean, you're definitely super hard-headed, man. Come on.
Yeah, dude. I've gone all the way, dude. I mean, I don't know what to say, man. I've gone all the way.
I hope it works out really well, of course.
We'll try our best, man. We'll try our best.
Yeah. Okay.
And I appreciate you guys having me on.
Of course,
I have one more important question that I have to ask. Are you going to put out that Tetris board at your arcade?
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll see you there. Don't hit my machine, James, when you lose.
We're good.
Don't bang on the machine when you lose, dude. We got cameras, bro.
Okay.
We got cameras, James. Don't do it. Don't do it. I've seen you play Tekken online, dude.
I've
seen the anger.
Yeah, this is true.
Don't do it.
Dude.
Don't do it.
You've probably seen that in person, though, haven't you? You've seen Salty Chen in person.
I don't know, man. I've seen tokens flying all over golf land. I've seen everything, dude. So your antics are not as strong as, you know, tragic.
Well, anything else to talk about with respect to Super Arcade? Or
do you have anything else that you want to air out or anything? Or
you know, like I said, I just kept everything real. I hope you guys come and show support, show the love. If anything, I'm here to support my community, and if you can just come out and show support for your game, you know, feel free to ask me what you want. You want to run tournaments, you want to do anything, feel free to talk to me. I'm very approachable. I don't BS with anyone. You want to do anything there, let me know. And we're very open to helping communities, help you grow, help you maintain your players. And everything is done very fair. No BS brackets, no nothing like that. So if you have any suggestions, hit me up anytime. We're willing to listen. We're trying to work around everybody. And
you going to have a grand opening party?
Yeah. Definitely.
Okay.
We'll have a grand opening. The mayor's going to cut the ribbon, all that. BS.
Really?
Well, you got to pay the Chamber of Commerce.
Do you really?
So when you pay the Chamber of Commerce for subscription, he'll come cut the ribbon for you. I think for $150, like whatever, dude. You can milk me for my $150, dude.
Right, and also someone had a good question. Like, obviously, Mondo is in the Philippines now and everything like that. So who's going to be streaming most of the stuff?
So we got a couple people. I'd rather not say until everything's all said and done.
Okay.
But we do have streamers lined up. We're willing to talk to more people if you want to come talk to me. Show me what you got. Maybe we'll give you a shot. I don't know. And we'll take it from there. We got, you know, prominent players are going to be hosting the tournaments. There's going to be names attached to, you know, the nights of the tournaments and stuff, and it'll be real cool.
Okay.
It'll be real cool.
So you've still been in contact with a lot of the guys.
Oh, definitely. You have to. You can't just disappear and hopefully come back. Yeah, everything's planned.
All right.
Cool, man.
All right.
Are you still going to have, so some people are asking, you still going to have the game store there selling, Arcade Shock parts?
That, I don't know. World 8 is kind of going through a rebuilding process. Okay. As far as I know, probably not at this point, so we might need to do our own, but there will be buttons and everything for sale there, and we'll see how that goes.
And how's the parking situation over there?
We have 13 attached parking to the side of my building. We have 40 spots behind our building, and across the street there's about 100 spots that is city parking for everybody.
Oh, dang, okay.
So over 150 spots, no towing, no nothing, so we should be fine this time.
God.
Now, I have recently learned hitbox. Can I play at the arcade with a hitbox?
You know, I want to say we'll follow Evo rules, because that's probably been the standard forever. But
to allow it.
Whatever Evo is cool with. Any decisions the Canon make in life, I'm going to tell you, are good decisions, okay? So whatever the Canons are cool with, Super Arcade's cool with.
Sick.
Okay.
Yeah, alright. Anything else? I don't know if you are open to taking questions, but...
We'll answer whatever. If
yeah,
you guys
that's
got
what I
time,
figured you would
time,
say.
so.
Yeah, that's fine.
Is ST going to be there on a night as a main game?
As a main game, probably not. But I will tell you this. I am going to run what I'm going to call the Old Man Olympics. This is my idea, so if anybody tries to steal this, screw you. Old Man Olympics. We're going to have the 5 circles, like the symbols, but in each circle, we're going to have an old school game. ST, one version of Alpha, Marvel 2, CBS 2, Third Strike.
Okay.
So we will have an Old Man Olympics. And it's basically what we did for 37 Reloaded.
Right, yeah.
But just bringing it to, make it a yearly thing most likely.
Okay.
Well, I look forward to Alpha 2.
Alpha 2 is a fun game. It's broken as hell, but it's still fun.
Yeah.
Dude, everything is fucking broken.
Everything's broken. All you kids nowadays, you spend too much
busted.
time in the damn lab breaking our games. Stop it. Stop it.
Did you see, I don't know if you saw the clip of the somebody doing the Anacrus Infinite Loop?
Yes.
Like
Japanese
Marvel
models
on Twitter recently?
Yeah.
I don't know, putting a big box around someone in the new Marvel game is just so stupid.
So the craziest thing is
wild,
that Viscant talked about that Anacrus loop like long time ago.
But Viscant's execution is complete garbage.
Exactly.
Sorry, Viscant.
You're smart. Acknowledges it.
You're smart, but your execution sucks balls, dude. I'm sorry.
He knows it.
Yeah, he knew about it like 15 years ago.
Yep, he just said he could never pull it off. He could never pull it off how he wanted to do it. So,
what was his team? Do you remember?
It was supposed to be Anacrus. It was supposed to be that Cyclops and something else, but Cyclops and Anacrus was the main part of that.
Sense,
yeah. But the Japanese clip was using somebody else.
They used Dalsum.
It's Dalsum. That's right.
It was Anacrus, Dalsum, Zangief.
Right. Yeah.
That's not winning any tournaments here.
Are you going to have PC gaming there?
You know what? I don't know right now. We're sending out proposals to some companies, and we're going to see how they reply. I don't know what system we're going to be using. I will be focusing on that probably, as sad as it is, a few days before we open.
Okay.
Because I'm not going to just throw out a bunch of money and...
Dude, a lot of people are throwing out the name Mike Ross here. You're going to be able to get him at the grand opening? You're going to be able to get him out of wherever he is?
I just spoke to him a week ago. So for all you guys worrying, he's doing fine.
Okay.
He's in a good state of mind. Everything's cool. He just stepped away for a little bit. And he might come back as a player, but I'm pretty sure he's not going to come back as like a personality or anything like that.
Okay.
And for all you Mike Ross fans,
don't worry, Mike.
I'm sorry, but like I said, he's doing well. He's in a good state of mind, so that's the most important.
I'm glad to hear that. I haven't talked to him in a while.
Will Super Arcade have DDR?
Yes. We will have a version. I'm not sure what it's called. It's like one of the newer versions. I still keep in touch with the music community and stuff.
Okay.
We will have that stuff.
Is there actually supposed to be an arcade version of Street Fighter V coming out to arcades in Japan?
It's called SF5 Arcade Edition, right? The new one coming out. So I think people are assuming that there will be.
Okay.
I haven't heard of anything official.
From what I heard,
rumors on
From what I heard, they couldn't come to an agreement with I forgot what company it is that makes their gaming boards.
Something with an M, right?
I think it's done. I think that's completely done.
Okay. Well, I hope it works out. But
what about Skullgirls Nights? Have you talked with Mike Z and their community?
We tried to do weeklies with them, but I guess they found their own spot. They were comfortable, like at a Boba joint or something like that.
Yeah, the salty.
But they're always welcome.
Taito, of course.
Yeah, we were running anime weeklies called Rebel Up every other Saturday.
That's right.
And Skullgirls was part of that, and it was doing fine. So we welcome that game. We welcome every game.
What about KOF?
We might not. I don't know. That turnout for that game.
Literally, you'll get like 30 people.
As sad as it is,
that,
KOF has always been the game for players that want to play Street Fighter but don't speak English. It's always the Fabi Asians and the hardcore Mexicans that don't speak English. Those are the KOF players. And
I mean, for whatever reason, 14 didn't get played like 13 did. So
yeah, in college, KOF was King of Fobs, basically.
Right?
That's what we used to call it. So, Will the old school games be there just to play at any night? Ask Silent Scope.
We'll have the arcade machines. I mean, we'll have Marvel 2 cabinets, Alpha cabinets, Super Turbo cabinets. We'll have all those cabinets.
Okay. So you'll still have those old arcade cabinets.
Plop in your quarters and play. If you don't like the new stuff, just come hang out with your friends and go play
the
arcade machines in the
I mean,
front.
that's what we used to do a lot at the Wednesday night fights, right? Like when you were waiting for your turn or whatever.
You're waiting for your next match. Go play Third Strike or whatever.
Play Third Strike.
On any given night, you got the top player in America there playing. In each game, it's just.
Are you guys going to be selling food or drinks or anything like that?
To avoid any hassle with the city, I'm just going vending machines. Okay. Yeah, just chips, drinks, water, whatever.
Oh, so there is going to be an actual Street Fighter V arcade test next week in Japan.
Oh, really? They're going to try it, huh?
So, yeah.
Cool.
There you go.
We'll see. Probably not down for spending, $15,000 per cabinet, but we'll see what happens.
You guys plan to do anything for Tekken?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
Oh, damn.
I haven't talked to Markman at all yet, but I know we will be doing Tekken tournaments, and we'll see how that goes.
Any initial D?
At this point, no, because all the new initial Ds are run on an online system.
Oh, right.
And if we're not in Japan, it just doesn't happen.
Right.
It doesn't happen.
Okay.
But we might have some older drivers just to...
Are you guys planning to put in, redemption areas or anything like that?
Not redemption in a sense, but, we'll have some plush machines and stuff,
Because, I used to work at the UCLA arcade. I know what redemption machines do for arcades.
Right. I just don't like the fact that they're rigged. And like I said, I'm for the people, and it's in a sense a slot machine. You put in so much, you're going to get it out at a certain point.
There's that one where the little light goes around, and you're supposed to hit it on the middle button. You're supposed to hit it, go boom, hit it at just the perfect timing. And there's actually a leniency switch on there. Yeah. So it doesn't even matter if you hit it. If it's just probability, they're just
you could be going in slow-mo and be the top reaction in the world, You're not going to hit it. You're not going to hit it.
That's stupid.
Yeah, those are all cheating games, dude. But, it is what it is. It's like playing the lottery. You buy a scratcher, some people win, some people lose, and we'll give out the fair share. We set it on the lowest setting, and it is what it is, just for fun.
What is that?
Here's apple pie for both of you.
Oh, shit. Okay.
I ate all the rest of the pie.
How do you finish a whole pie? And then he gives one slice to a fat dude.
So
and another fat dude.
Well, it's not too
this
fast.
morning there were 3.5 slices.
Oh my god!
And I was like, maybe I should save that for tonight. And it didn't happen as well as I had expected.
Man, you see this, dude? One slice.
It's one slice of apple pie.
We're like 3 people combined, so it's
I'm not gonna have any of it. It's all for you.
It's after 9 o'clock. I shouldn't be eating.
You shouldn't.
Dude.
You shouldn't.
Been losing some weight, so we're gonna pass this to James.
Wow, how magnanimous!
I appreciate the.
You're a good man.
You can afford it a little more than I can.
Yeah, oh man. I'm trying to lose weight too, man. I'm trying to lose weight too.
It's tough, man.
They are my leftovers. It's true. Yeah. So basically, my girlfriend she's a pastry chef.
I've seen that. I've seen a lot of pictures on there. They're great.
She's going to be making one of her friends is going to get married next year, and she's the one making the stuff for it.
Oh,
but her friend doesn't want cake. Her friend wants a pie buffet. So she's just trying out all these pies and making sure that they work. I think it was last week I had a blueberry pie that I brought here. Probably just going to show up every week.
Wow, there's pies every week? I might need to come
There's
back.
weekly pies. Weekly pies.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Okay.
Homemade pie. But yeah, if you guys have anything else you want to know, type it fast and
any other questions going on here? Look,
you can follow us at Super Dojo.
Yep.
Yeah. And I know that a lot of people are still skeptical about a lot of stuff. There's a lot of memes. You're number one enemy with certain online communities and all this other stuff.
Well, online communities, no, but just the head of, the biggest tournament in the world. That's about it.
Okay.
There's just a little beef there, but, we're adults. Okay. We don't need to...
But you don't have any sort of ironclad opening day planned, or you just don't want to announce it yet?
I don't want to announce it yet, but let's just say I'm trying to get the camel clutch involved.
I don't know what that means, but let's. Yeah.
You don't know what the camel clutch is, dude?
I feel like it's gonna be something gross, but
do you guys know what the camel clutch is? Come on, man. I know I'm old, but I know you guys still watch that male soap opera that goes on all the time.
Are we talking about wrestling, maybe? What are we talking about?
Yeah, dude.
Oh, okay.
These guys don't know what the camel clutch is, dude.
I'm sorry, guy.
Dude, sorry, yeah. Neither of us are wrestling people. I'm sorry.
But I've been in touch with the Iron Sheiks people for some time. We're going to try to make that happen.
Are you serious?
Yeah. That'd be so fucking cool. Okay, I see.
Yeah, it would be.
This is before... What's that guy, Austin Creed or whatever? That's before he started coming out. It's before Kenny Omega. Those guys are dope. And I had this idea when I first moved. And I've been talking to Iron Cheek since 2015, trying to get everything going.
Oh my god! Oh well, that'd be sick.
Like
That'd
he can
be
barely
sick.
walk now, but my idea, I'm gonna set up like I'm gonna get like a custom made like seat for him, where he can sit in the camel clutch pose, and he can like choke you guys, and you can take pictures with them. Like I just think that's cool. You
I
know?
think that's super
Like,
cool. Dude.
I think it's awesome. That's what I really want to do. I'm really aiming for that.
Well, I hope it works. I hope it works.
But you know,
What's the location?
123 East Foothill Boulevard, City of Azusa. If you're familiar with California,
123 East Foothill Boulevard,
Azusa, California.
Azusa or Zusa? Yeah, okay.
ZU
California.
91702.
There you go.
So that's the address. Literally right off the 210 freeway. Take Azusa, go north 4 blocks, and we're right there next to the Wells Fargo.
Nice. Okay.
Can't miss it. So
and that theater is opening up across from
they're going to start the project, I think, early next year.
Okay.
It's like a huge, like $7 million
So
project.
that's actually cool too, because then at that point you can go to Super Arcade, go catch a movie, or do whatever you want, because there's a whole bunch of other things that are going to be open across.
Like
over there too,
mom will
right?
drop their kids off while they go shopping or whatever. You know, just
Okay.
whatever. That every little bit helps.
Yeah. Injustice 2 night as well.
Yeah,
NRS
NRS guys, we're trying to work on
okay.
Friday. We're working with Brian Compton. We're going to see what's going to go on with that. And
Bifu, you're in New York, dude. How are you going to come and stream it for him?
come down, bro. You want to come down? Come down, dude. We'll welcome you with open arms, bro. You know that.
What's to eat around there? Some people are asking.
There's an Italian restaurant. There's a Mexican restaurant. There's 2 sushi spots.
Is the Mexican restaurant's going to get bodied by the Super Arcade?
No, my toilets are going to get bodied, not the restaurant. My
Fair
toilets are going to get
fair
bodied.
enough, yeah.
There's a bar down the street, Congressional Ale House. You want to get faded, you don't got to hide in your car in the parking lot. Nothing. There's an actual bar and like within walking distance right there. Go get your drink, come down, chill, you know, whatever. And
That did happen at the old Super Arcade.
yeah, there was
It
some
happened
beer
at the old
cans
Family
in
Fun Arcade.
Dude, it happened to every
The
arcade.
old
Hey,
Engine Arcade.
I mean,
The old Barricade up in the... Yep, always did.
But yeah, there's a lot of stuff to eat around there. There's plenty of food, and we'll have food trucks.
Oh,
all
are
that
you
stuff.
going to get Gerald to go up?
Yeah, for sure. We'll have Gerald there.
Nice.
I'm working on actually buying a boba truck, so I'll have like a lollipop right there too. So we'll see what happens.
Dang, man.
Dang.
So there's a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of stuff. Everything, like I said, it's for the players.
I mean,
the
like-
prices are going to be right. Everything's going to be good for everybody.
I mean, you say you're going to buy a boba truck, but like how? Like I know you're in kind of financial, straits right now, right? You're in
Yeah, I need to
distress.
open now.
Yeah,
I need to open
uh-huh,
now, or
uh-huh.
I'm in trouble.
Okay.
Like I don't know if you guys can fathom it. $4,800 down the drain every month.
Yeah.
People with
That's
good
wild.
jobs don't make $4,800 a month.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
for you guys to say I'm hiding money, for you guys to say I'm doing something stupid with Kickstarter money that doesn't even belong at this location for beginners, that's just completely wrong. Like
Okay.
there's no justification to any of those comments.
All right. Well.
All right, dude. Thanks for coming out.
Thanks
and
for
talking
inviting
about
me.
it. Yeah.
I appreciate it, David.
For sure. Nice to see you. It's been a while.
Yeah,
Nice to see you,
I know,
James.
yeah. Last time I saw you was on your birthday, right?
Yeah,
So,
back in
yeah.
March.
Yeah.
So.
Exactly. So.
And then we'll be at Canada Cup.
Oh, hey,
That's right. You're going to be at Canada Cup.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I heard about that. You're going to take some
buy
names out there.
people for. Are you ready for that? Are you ready?
Okay, let's pet my own ego for 1 second here.
Okay.
Let's pull Jabali just for a minute.
Okay.
Who did the best against Mao so far in like the whole world? Like
At that tournament.
at the tournament at Evo a few years ago on stage. Dude, that guy, like, if I practiced for like 10 minutes in like the past month before Evo, I would have beat him. Like, it was, and I don't like to say like almost won. I hate people saying I almost won, it was so close, blah blah blah.
I took a game off Daigo once.
But it's like, dude, that guy was like, dude,
True.
he was within like pussy hairs of dying, you know, and I had life, and then he just starts going off the wall bullshit with Vega, and it's like nobody knew how to stop it except me.
Right.
So you just, dude, jump jab, guys. Jump jab saves lives. It makes him hit the claw earlier. Now he can't just mess with you on the ground all the time. He has to mix up his timing. You're not at his mercy anymore. Jump jab. Remember that, okay? Jump jab.
What character are you going to use against that? What do you do?
Probably Balrog.
Yeah.
Because you got the headbutt off the floor. You got
Yeah.
super to avoid roll chip damage, and you can provide chip damage to invincibility and stuff like that. But jump jab is your friend with almost every character against Vega.
The game that I took off Daigo was in Super Turbo, and it was real BS. I basically was... He was playing Boxer against me, And so I went old Honda, and I just did the fierce grab loop and jump short into fierce grab and jump short into fierce grab, and Boxer can't get out of it, basically.
Hey, that's
so I
fault.
just did it. And then he switched to Ryu, and it was like 6 straight rounds.
You're supposed to beat him again and walk away, dude.
Well,
That's what
you know, Daigo...
That was a tournament.
You may have beat Daigo one game, but Daigo, for an ST tournament, pointed at me and laughed at me.
Not bad.
Because it was grand finals, and he saw that it was going to be me and Arturo Sanchez for losers finals.
What tournament is it? Some bowling alley
It
tournament?
was
What's going on here?
CEO. It was CEO, right? And
CEO, step your ST game.
hey, man. Hey, man. But, like, Daigo saw it was going to be us, walked away, and then after I beat Arturo, I walked up to Daigo and was like, you have to play me now. And then he laughed. And then he played Boxer against me. The
Ruined
jerk.
He's pretty cheap.
Yeah, that's what he likes to play.
But yeah, thanks
All
for
right,
having me on.
Yeah, dude.
Appreciate it.
For
I
sure.
will see you guys soon. I'll
Looking
see
forward to
all
that
you guys
opening.
soon. And
Yeah, let me know when it opens, dude. I would love.
Let
I mean,
us know.
if I'm in town, obviously these days it's
Yeah.
tougher for me because I'm traveling all the time. But
I'm gone literally every weekend for the next like 6 weeks. But
hey, we got
If it's not a
weekday tournaments.
I'm
We
not-
got
Yeah,
We're gonna have Wednesday
yeah.
tournaments. Just saying, Wednesday night tournaments.
all right,
Just saying,
man.
guys. All right, thank you guys. Thank you for everything, and
All right.
we'll see you guys soon.
Cool.
Appreciate it.
all right,
All right, man.
Take a little break,
Cool.
and then
Yep.
when we come back, we're going to talk about some tournament results. We can talk about MvCI, Unreal Engine, all sorts of stuff.
yep, be right back. And this, there we go.
All right. Well, thanks again to Mike Watson for coming and hanging out with us and talking about Super Arcade. That's very cool.
Pie is already halfway annihilated.
You're eating the pie.
I'm eating the pie. It's
What do you
very
think
good.
about the
I
pie?
like the pie. I like the pie a lot. I do like the fact that the apple pieces are a little bit squishier. I'm not a fan of the crisp apple pies. Like, I actually like it.
I agree.
I like it when the pie is squishier.
Yeah.
So.
No, I'm with you. Enjoy.
I am fat. Leave me alone.
Enjoy. All right. Well, let's talk about other stuff though. So we're going to talk about some tournaments that happened, including the Taiwan Fighter Major.
That is correct. So that took place this week. This was a premiere event that took place in Japan. I actually did get to watch a lot of this. I'm sorry, in Taiwan.
I was like, I don't think so.
The Taiwan Cup in Japan.
Yeah.
In Taiwan. Sorry, I'm a food coma right now. But a lot of good players there. A lot of good players. Crazy upsets going on
There were some
all day long.
Street Fighter 5, of course. Talking about.
But a lot of good players were there, and I actually got to watch a lot of it. In fact, like at the event that I was at this weekend, like me and Bifu were sharing a room, and he just like put it on his laptop, and he had an HDMI out, plugged it into the TV, and we're
Sick.
just sitting there watching it at like 5 a.m. in the morning and stuff, and just
Nice.
watching. So really, really cool.
Wow, over 300 entrants for it as well. That's
Is
very
that what
nice.
it says?
That's
Oh
what
yeah, okay.
GTO here says.
So, I mean, just to give you guys an idea, like we always do this in the 13th and 9th place. In 13th place, 2 in a row premier winner, Yukadon, in 13th place.
Right.
Sysak, who did really well, I think he was from Hong Kong. Xiaobao from Taiwan. I believe Xiaobao was the highest placing Taiwan player. 9th place also had Gachikun, Daigo Umahara, and Storm Kubo with Abigail. Dude, did you see? Dude, that guy. So GYT. I'm sorry, not GYT. Now I should say the Game 2K. Glenn put out a stat before that. Taking a break and thinking about matches and going back in has generally not been successful, like statistically.
Okay.
But every time Storm Kubo stopped and thought about it, he just came back and destroyed the opponent.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
Yeah, so I forgot who he was playing against. He was playing against somebody. I think it was Xiaobao, actually. He was playing against his Vega. And he got destroyed the first game. Like, it wasn't even like... And Storm Kubo was like, like you could see the anguish on his face. And then Xiaobao was like, yes. And he was like, wait.
all right.
And then he came back and just like washed him 2 games in a row, dude. It was
Sick.
crazy.
Abigail
dude.
versus Vega, huh?
Yeah.
All right, I gotta check that out.
But let's do this. 7th place, Talon Hot Dog 29 with M Bison.
The hot dog.
Dude, it's funny because like Hot Dog and he's here, and then HK Dash is using Bison in. I don't know. To me, it's just because they both begin with H, and like that's the way my brain works.
Hey, I always think about John Nitty when I see that hot dog.
7th place, also Echo Fox Tokido with
Yeah.
Akuma. Fifth place, Kichipamu Zangief. That kid.
He is a good player.
Yeah, he eliminated Daigo Umehara.
He did.
He sent Daigo Umehara home. And then YBK Daikokugo Birdie. Now, I've talked about the Kami Collective. We are now starting to see the Birdie Collective. I feel like there's a Birdie in every top 8 now. There's Mena RD. There was the local Seattle player in Northwest Majors. Daikokugo is sitting here doing this thing. Birdie?
In fact, even Knuckle Doo has a birdie that he brings out now and then.
It's true. I think that character is heavily underrated.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
Like, I think he's in that same category as Bison. They're in the virtual top 10. You know, they're not in that top 10, but they're pretty much in the top 10, you know.
Makes sense to me.
Fourth place, Mr. Consistency, Graf Titani with Nakali. Third place, Mago with Karin. So good job to him. I know a lot of people have been on his case recently because he hasn't been doing as well at tournaments. But it lists Karin here, but he definitely used Rashid during the tournament.
Oh, did he?
He definitely used Rashid during some of the tournaments. So
he
was using Rashid in some of the earlier matches and matchups that I think he didn't like as much. So
all right.
Mago has never been one to shy away from the top tier.
It's true. I like it.
Second place, GGP Kazunoko with Kami. And first place, Cyclops Dogura with Urien.
You know, I find myself always saying that there's only one Urien in the world. And whenever I do that, people say, what about Dogura? And I'm always like, I guess, but like he's just never won the thing.
Mm-hmm.
He won the thing. He won the thing. So congrats to him. I think that's very cool. Of course, that character is quite good. And he is an excellent player. So I'm happy to see that he's put in a lot of work. And
it's funny.
It's not his first top 8, of course, but his first premier win.
But you see his reaction after he won?
I did.
Like, him and all of his teammates were, like, crying. Like, it wasn't, like, Dogura wasn't even the one crying the most. I think one of his teammates was crying very heavily, and he was elated and ecstatic, and I still love seeing that. I still love seeing that kind of passion and that elation. And it's funny, too. We'll get into this a little later, but I think in Guilty Gear, Kazunoko got first and Dogura got second. So,
sick.
Yeah. But no, it was a really, really good tournament. I mean, in 17th place was RB, Human Bomb, Momochi, NL, Moke, Save. There was a Imu, a Zangief player in 25th place. Sako was there. Punko, K-Brad, and Momochi again.
Momochi there.
Damn!
Jeez.
Okay, so Momochi is in 17th and 25th. Obviously a flub there. I don't know which one he is.
So Save put it on Twitter that he's not going to be traveling anymore. That he had traveled this year basically out of his pocket, and that didn't work out for him.
No!
He said that he was very happy to have done it. That he wouldn't have given it up.
Can you turn that fan over there real quick? Behind you, just hit the power button. Thank you.
Okay.
I'm warm. That's all.
It's probably making you warm.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. It's making me all hot.
So anyway, he's not going to be traveling around anymore. Hopefully, he finds like a sponsor or something. Because he's quite talented, but just didn't work out for him in the way that he wanted to.
Right. But
hope it happens for him.
Well, on the opposite ends of that spectrum, Punko had said that he was going to disappear for a while.
Yes.
But he was there.
He was.
And apparently, he is going to Canada Cup. So whatever situation that he ran into seems to have been resolved, or is still in flux or something like that. So we hope the best for Punko.
I heard that was money stuff too, and that it got ironed out, but not sure.
Tekken 7 was also played there. This was a premier spot for Tekken. 7th place was COOAS Noroma with Feng and Deviljin, and ROX Ni with Brian. 5th place Echo Fox Saint with Jack 7 and Kokoma with Dragonov. 4th place, Chanel with Elisa and Eliza. 3rd place, PBE Dojin with Shaheen, Lars, and Jack 7. 2nd place, Kudons. Old school Kudons with Devil Jin. But 1st place just basically cannot be beaten.
Yeah.
Fox JDCR Dragonov. He was sent to losers by Kudons.
Okay.
But then he just came back in grand finals, was like, no.
Did he blow him up?
Yeah, he blew him up.
Dang,
he was like, earn your place. I mean, it wasn't like terrible, but like, JDCR is just kind of ridiculous at this point in time. He is. It's an interesting situation because it's great to see someone dominating your game because it's like this guy is just that good, right? But like, I feel like storyline wise, we want. I want people to start beating JDCR.
I hear you.
I want JDCR to start, and I like the guy.
Seems
and
nice.
he's super talented, and I root for him and everything. But I want to see him lose.
Okay.
Let's come on, step it up, guys.
I just want to see more Jack 7 winning.
Hey, look. Hey, I just played Tekken Online for the first time in 2 weeks.
Okay,
yesterday.
all right.
I ran into EGP Osimo on there, right? He had his thing listed as 40. It was like 39 wins. And I saw him, and he was on a 39-game win streak.
Okay.
And I was like, what the hell? And then Jesse Montez comes into my chat.
Okay.
Was like, this is actually me, by the way. I'm playing on Osimo's account.
That makes more sense.
I was like, okay. So we played a couple of matches, and I beat him like on the 42nd. I ended his win streak. I ended his win streak at 41. And the reason why I bring that up, JDCR, watch your back. I'm coming.
Oh.
I am coming for you, JDCR. I'm gonna end your streak.
Dang, alright.
Oh man, no, but JDCR is too good. Dude.
You've taken the first step onto the stairs that go up the top of the Eiffel Tower.
I'm gonna
And
walk.
he's hanging out
I'm
there
gonna
up top, but
I'm gonna walk right up.
Just walk right up. Yeah. Sounds easy enough.
And JDCR, like, I'm gonna come up to challenge it, and I'm just gonna run up and like fall off the edge. And JDCR is like, well, okay. There you go. Oh,
Good luck. What else happened?
King of Fighters 14 was played there. Akira got 4th place with Kyo Benimaru Iori. 3rd place, Homao E.T., Evo champion, with Robert Andy Leona, Billy Benimaru Leona. Of course, he is from Taiwan. If you guys haven't seen it, there was a great article about him, about after he won, like his parents, he didn't get along with his dad because his dad hated that he played video games, and they were all like all this stuff. And after he won Evo, it's like repaired his relationship with his father and all this. Like I read that and I was like,
okay, wow,
shit, man.
Wow.
So there you go. 2nd place, Kindebu, with Kula, Leona, and Luong, and 1st place, Huamao ZJZ, with Kula, Yuri, Leona, Yuri Mature, and Kula, Yuri, and Mature. So,
let's go golden
yeah,
fatty.
E.T. is the one that I was talking about with that story. So, Guilty Gear Exerd Rev 2's 4th place, W7266 with Ramlethal. 3rd place, Ken Kaze with Chips Enough. 2nd place, Cyclops Dogura with Raven. 1st place, CGP Kazunoka with Raven.
Sick.
Wonderful. God, I hate that character.
Yeah.
Oh, man, okay. But that was the Taiwan majors, so good stuff. There was also a Capcom Pro Tour online event in North America. This is the one that was supposed to take place like on one weekend, and they moved it because it coincided with something. Yeah. And then they moved it to coincide with something, so they moved it again. So finally they picked this one because they figured that Taiwan would be in Asia and there wouldn't be as many U.S. players and stuff.
Well, they were right.
But the results were 7th place with Nephew with Colleen, 7th place WBC CG Truth with Karin, 5th place Noble Vagabond with Nakali, 5th place PG Punk with Akuma, M. Bison, and Cammy.
Wow.
So I mean, he's in here just like gatekeeping, but doing it. But I mean, this is smart, right? Because like he's using Akuma.
I like it.
So if he runs into Takedo again, he'll have a little bit more idea of what to do.
Yeah.
5th place, also Noble Vagabond with I said that already. 4th place, Tampa Bison with M. Bison. 3rd place, KPB Tega with Akuma. 2nd place, Brian F. with Balrog. Wow, Balrog didn't win an online tournament, right? But 1st place, Idom with Laura.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Okay. CJ Truth with Karen now, huh? No longer Cammy.
Interesting. It's like, it makes sense. It makes sense to me so much because they're so similar to each other. But Karen might just have a slight advantage over Cammy in some matchup things.
Yeah, and for somebody who loves to play the slow grounded footsies game, I think that makes maybe a little more sense.
Yeah, that's true.
CJ does.
The old Fei Long
right.
skill right there. Also this weekend was TXT Chile. That took place in the Latin America regions here. 128 players battling it out. I think this is, let me see.
It was a Tekken Master event, right?
Yeah, this is the Tekken Master event. This is the one that Rip, Sajam, and Rick went down to commentate. So, in 7th place was Roy Nichi with Huarang, And AEG DAX with Eliza. 5th place, AEG Mysterio. Oh, nice.
Really?
With Leo and Claudio. And HDG True Alvin with Katarina and Lily. Mysterio plays everything, by the way. When he did the exhibition, it was like KOF and Street Fighter, and I guess he plays Tekken.
Yeah.
4th place, Circa Joey Fury, making it all the way down there to Chile. With Jack 7, but he did not take the tournament. 3rd place, Avalon Ruperto with Heihachi Kazumi and Jin. 2nd place, FNM Sapito with I remember meeting Sapito actually with Xiao Yu, and 1st place ORG Crespo with Akuma.
All right,
there you go. So good stuff. I did not get a chance to watch any of these things, but I did see from SeJam that he had a great time down there. He had a really good time. He got to hang out with Felipe, who you met at SCR, the guy who was working on the Omen of Sorrow, and he like helped show them around and everything.
Nice.
Like that. So that's really, really cool. Also this weekend was the Barcelona Games World. This was also Tekken, another Tekken event here. I think this
was also a master event, wasn't it?
Yeah, so there was 3 master events this past weekend. And we'll talk about the finals in just a little bit. But 7th place was Princesa Namine.
When people ask me for whiter teeth, I always tell them, the thicker the enamel, the more white you're going to have. I would definitely recommend Pro Enamel Strong and Bright.
Did I click on this ad?
Whoa.
The ad wasn't even on the screen, and it just started.
Okay.
7th place was also Daniel Mato with Jin.
Jeez.
5th place, HG Sir Sambo with Dragonov, and Asim with Katarina and Dragonov. You gotta take care of those teeth.
You gotta make them nice and thick.
Especially when you eat all this pie, right? 4th place, CCG Bode with Leo and Kazumi. 3rd place, also CCG. Tishuman with Master Raven. 2nd place, HG Gerlanda with Katarina. 1st place, Eastone Gura with Leo and Lily, or Leo and Lily, I should say. So there you go.
All right.
And that totally crashed that page, dude.
Wow.
Okay.
It died.
All right. So that's all I have for results.
There was also the Big House.
Oh, the Big House. Okay.
For which I have results.
Okay, go for it.
Excellent. Super Smash Bros. Melee. I watched all that top 8 and it was really
Oh,
good.
really? Oh,
yes,
nice. Okay.
I'm no expert at that game, but it was fun to watch. 7th place was Tempo S2J with Captain Falcon and Falco. Fry's Wizrobe with Captain Falcon, also 7th. 5th were C9 Mango with Falco and Fox, and also Fox Mewtwo King.
Okay.
With Sheik Marth and Fox. 4th place was Alliance Armada with Peach and Fox. Yeah. 3rd place was TSM Leffen with Fox. 2nd place, PG Plup with Sheik and Flox. Winner of the whole thing was Liquid Hungry Rocks with
Oh, dang. So, almost there.
Winners finals, though, was Plup versus Leffen. There were 4 of the 5 old gods in attendance, and the winners finals was Plup and Leffen. I think that is awesome.
That is awesome.
I think that's super cool.
I mean, I just talked about that JDCR thing. Same thing with Smash.
Yeah.
I want to see the gods lose.
They almost did.
Yeah, but Hungry Box ruined everything.
I mean, he made a ridiculous run through losers. He had to beat a bunch of those gods to do so. It was very impressive.
I think you're. Are you kicking the thing? Or your laptop might be touching it a little. Yeah, there you go.
Might be. So Hungry Box did the trick in the end, but yeah, I think that's a really good sign that Plup and Leffen are up there. Very cool. Very cool. Also, when Hungry Box won, the crowd was not happy.
That needs to stop.
The crowd was not happy.
That needs to stop, man.
I felt bad for him.
I know they don't.
They were not happy, for sure.
They need to end that. Like,
if only it had been another Fox player who had won it. Oh my god. It was. I don't understand that seems love for that character.
Fox. In 2nd through 5th.
Correct.
God, Jigglypuff is so interesting.
I know, man.
Jigglypuff is is the most fun character for me to watch.
Same, definitely same. Spacing matters.
Mm-hmm. And then just fishing for that one sleep, and then you have to judge the sleep too, because even if you do sleep them, and you do it in kind of a bad energy level and it doesn't kill them, or even if it does kill them, you're basically sacrificing that stock. You know what I mean? So.
Yep.
They only pick Fox against H-Box, huh? Oh, interesting. Okay. Yeah, so Fox apparently, all those players picked Fox only to try to fight Hungry Box.
Well, I mean, Lefton just played Fox, but
Right.
fair enough.
Okay.
People hate Hungry Box because they think that his character's lame, and also he's not as personally as much of a fan favorite of many people. So.
All right. Anything else?
Yeah, Smash 4 happened there.
Oh, yeah.
7th place were MSF Larry Lure with Fox and C9 Ally with Mario. 5th were MVG Salem with Bayonetta and PG MVD with Diddy Kong. 4th was TSM Zero with Diddy Kong.
Okay.
3rd, Cosmos with Corrine. 2nd was Mars with Zero Suit Samus and Captain Falcon. And winner was RNG The Buzz with Rosalina Luma. Yeah. What?
Big House was the winner of the defensive players.
Sick. Lame style. I like it.
Okay.
All right.
Just wanted to mention as well, coming up this weekend for upcoming events, the Coliseum is taking place this weekend. This is in Rome, Italy. It is a Tekken World Tour Era Challenger event. I do not have the stream information here for that, but that is taking place in Rome, Italy this weekend. Also this weekend, of course, is Southeast Asia Majors, which is one of the biggest ones here. This is the this is the Asia Finals, right? This is the Asia Regionals, right? Kind of like the Red Bull Battlegrounds, if I'm not mistaken. So Southeast Asia Major gives us a Tekken World Tour Asia Pacific Regional event. I want to say it's the Asia...
I'm pretty sure there's a Battle for the Stones happening there.
Yeah.
For Marvel Infinite.
Yeah, because I saw Marn say that he's going there because he wants to take that
Pretty sure.
as well. So,
Plup has been a good player for quite a while, but really picked things up like a year or so ago.
yeah, let's see here. So Curly W says yes and no. So okay, so I guess it's not exactly the. But it is going to be the Asia Pacific Regionals of the Pacific Republic for Tekken 7. Okay, but that is happening this weekend. Yep, Asia Regional Finals and Battle for the Stones tournament, says GTO Akira. So there you go.
Sweet, Battle for the Stones!
That's right.
There are a couple Americans who are going.
Oh, really?
Yes. Didn't you just mention Marn?
Oh, yeah, Marn's going.
Or
yeah,
is he Vietnam? I don't know.
Yeah.
No, he lives back in the States now. But also, Guilty's going to be there, and so is Fubar Duck, who's going to be there. And they've both been practicing it up a lot. And Guilty got 3rd place or something at some big tournament out there recently, so I think that's going to be fun to watch. We'll see what happens.
Right, me and Guilty were going even when we played.
That's true.
Brooklyn Beat.
Her very first night playing the game.
Me too. Yeah,
That's right, yeah,
that's
true.
why it's a joke, right?
Yeah,
Because
for sure.
both of us had no idea what we were doing.
Definitely. Yeah, that was fun to watch actually.
Also,
yeah, we'll see who else plays. I'm home. Yeah, that's right. So Abigan, he went to CEO Taku, and I don't think he did that well, but he's going to be there.
Right. All right. More information on upcoming events. The Tekken World Tour Finals, which were in Japan last year. That was the event that Saint won, and the guy who did Akuma's voice came out and started doing Akuma voice, and it was awesome.
That was awesome.
It was awesome. But this year they're moving it to the United States. It's taking place in San Francisco, and Geese Howard will be playable on demo over there.
Wow.
So this is going to take place in San Francisco. It's going to be at the City View at the Metreon in San Francisco on November 12th. 16 of the world's top Tekken 7 players will be competing for the title of World Tekken Championship, along with a $50,000 prize pool.
The Metreon is a fancy place. It is.
Yeah. So
It's a fancy venue.
The secret to wider, brighter teeth
I want to hear it.
starts with strong enamel.
You got to thicken it up.
Pronamel Strong and Bright. Strong enamel for wider, brighter teeth.
All right.
For a stronger, brighter you,
oh dear. Okay. But there you go. And Geese Howard will be playable at that event.
The Goose.
Tickets are available at Eventbrite right now. It is $5 to attend this event.
Not bad.
I might want to go up there.
That actually sounds cool.
Yeah.
What weekend is this?
This is November 12th. I'll have to see what else is going on that weekend because I kind of want to go.
I'm with you, man. That sounds very cool.
And I want to check out Goose.
Yeah,
I want to check out Goose.
I want to see the Goose.
Exactly. All right. Also, E-League Injustice 2 World Championships coming up and the Last Chance qualifier.
That's true.
Raiden will be banned at
Yes.
this event completely.
Correct.
So Raiden is not allowed at this event because he will be too brand new. I like how their picture that they showed says Raiden will not be attending. It's kind of funny.
Yeah, he won't be there.
Okay. Also, this is the weirdest thing to me. Let me see. When is this taking place? Revolution 2017 is an event that's coming up. I don't have the dates or anything like that, but they are going to run a Fight of Gods tournament there.
What?
And the winner is going to win a golden...
a crown of thorns.
Crown of Thorns. Sorry. The word, I was like, Ring of Thorns.
No, it's a Crown of Thorns.
Crown of Thorns.
Wow. How heretical.
And I just think that's funny that they're going to do a Fight of Gods tournament. I think that's kind of cool. That's going to be really funny, but I feel like it's either going to be Don or Michael Muscles Murphy.
Yeah,
win that
there's like two people who play that game.
Yeah, exactly.
That's cool. It's a fun game. A lot of funny ideas in there.
And then also taking place, is it also this weekend?
Yeah, I think it's like tomorrow even. It's very soon.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. Okay, so tomorrow, UDeal is putting on an event. This is why Justin's in Japan randomly. There is a special 5v5 Street Fighter V exhibition, Japan versus USA.
Yeah.
And so the players in Japan that are going to represent are Fudo, Nemo, Daigo, Haitani, and Kazunoko.
That's a good lineup.
Ow!
That is a good one.
But the West team is going to be PR Balrog, Smug, Justin Wong, Snake Eyes, and Filipino Champ.
Hold on, did you say that Puerto Rico and Balrog is going to be part of the United States of America team? If only Donald Trump was a fighting game fan, he might have had different results over the past few weeks.
Damn. Yeah, no, but why no Knuckle Dew? Why no Punk?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be an interesting kind of fight there. It's going to be an interesting one. So yeah.
Yeah, no, it's an incredible lineup on both sides. Extremely good players.
And,
What do you think?
I mean,
Tell me, like James.
I feel like if Punk and Knuckle Dew were there, I would be a little bit more confident in the U.S.'s team. But right now, I'm probably going to go with Team Japan right now.
Dang.
Because the thing about it is, honestly, I think Team Japan will win because I'm biased for the U.S. team.
I okay. Yeah. All right. Oh yeah, I don't know if you saw there was an event. Okay, yeah.
That's exactly why I said that. So
there was some Event Hubs thing about commentary not too long ago, and I read it, and it was actually an interesting article. And then for some reason, I thought it'd be a good idea to look at the comments. And somebody didn't like. Well, I think it was both of our comments.
Yes,
Just me. It was both of us. Because we are too biased in favor of the American players.
He said, you are too biased for Americans, is what he said.
Too biased for Americans. Including...
Well, he said,
I forget the language.
He was like, in fact, David even said Infiltration was the greatest Street Fighter player on the planet at one point.
There you go. America's finest player. Infiltration.
I think he really meant biased against... And he just didn't have the wording correct.
Maybe so. Who knows? Just based on the way that those players match up, I mean, I think that's an interesting set of characters. You know, I feel like it's funky to have two Balrogs. You know what I mean? Like it's like weird to have Dawson.
Right.
In that situation, it's weird. Well, maybe not weird to have Zangief anymore. I don't know. Maybe not, but. Certainly not Karen for Justin,
right.
But a few of those are like funky character choices that may not be like it's, I don't know. Well,
Oh, Punk can't travel outside of the USA, and Do is taking a major break until Capcom Cup.
what, Punk doesn't have a visa?
I guess not.
Punk will be at Canada Cup?
I guess he won't.
That sounds fishy.
But
okay.
The bad news about this whole thing right now is that it is being streamed at Nico Nico at 4 a.m. Pacific time. There is no word on an English restream yet unless something has come out that I am unaware of. And if anyone on chat wants to let me know, shout outs to Richard Kuklinski for the sub. But apparently we will only be able to watch this on Nico Nico for now. And that, of course, requires a subscription, if I'm not mistaken. So we'll see what happens at some point in time. So
Yeah, if that's not live.
Richard Kuklinski has literally subscribed for 2 years already.
26 months? Dang.
He says, wow, 1 year and 2 months already and a lifetime to go. Love y'all's stream and legendary commentary for the FGC.
High five.
High five, Richard. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. So
Cool. All right. Yeah, well, we'll see what happens with that. I'm going to be very interested to watch the replay, having probably already been spoiled about what happens on Twitter.
Oh, yeah, of course, of course. That's all I have for upcoming events. Do you want to take a quick break, or do you want to just go through the rest of it, or what do you want to do?
Let's burn through.
Burn through? Okay. Let's go to the next topic here. Let's talk about this Unreal Engine thing. There's nothing to say about it.
That's basically true.
I just want to talk about it because I keep getting hit up by it, and people probably don't understand it enough. Unreal Engine has discovered a flaw in their engine that is one of the reasons why that is causing input delay. A lot of these games are using that. Tekken, Street Fighter, they all use the Unreal Engine. So they have a new patch to their engine that has addressed this, has killed this input delay. And so everyone's like, yay, time to fix Street Fighter and Tekken on the PS4. Not going to happen. Unless they really, really want to dedicate some resources for this. Mostly because if you know anything about programming and if you know anything about underlying engines, if you update it to the latest version, you could blow up your entire game.
Now, I don't know anything about those things. Could you make it work?
You could, but you would have to go and run your entire battery of QA tests from the beginning. I mean, the best way to think about it is when you upgrade your phone OS, a lot of the programs stop working. Mm-hmm. Right? It's because when you change the internal infrastructure of everything that the entire game rests upon, you could break so many things and you have no idea. So basically, as soon as you do that, what you do is you have a giant battery of tests that you run. This is how it's supposed to be in the software world. You have your QA test objects, test cases, whatever you want to call them. You have this whole battery of tests. If you change the underlying engine, you have to do 100% of it.
Is that like it's a long-term process, I imagine?
Yeah. I mean, that's basically the entire QA process. So if they've been developing the game for 2 or 3 years, they have to do all of that again, basically. You know what I mean?
Like just it's a years-long process.
Yeah. Or you just do it and hope for the best, and there's going to be bugs everywhere, and everyone's going to be like, your game is garbage, and that's it, right? Yeah. So it's a tough process. It's a tough process. So, yeah, LL Paul B, it's just a radio button. That is, yeah, that makes a lot of sense to me, because, like, people are always like, just change this. Won't hurt anything. Change one thing, and the whole thing just explodes. The most harmless changes, every time someone's like, this won't be that bad of a change, you do one change. Either one of two things happen. You change it in the code and you're like, shit, this touches this. Okay, let me tweak this part.
Yeah,
oh shit, that touches this. Let me tweak this part. Oh shit, this touches... Or you do it and you're like, yeah, that was pretty easy. You release it and then the whole thing explodes. The two ways.
So it's not going to happen, essentially.
Yeah, I really doubt anybody's going to do any updates at any time soon for that. So
okay.
There you go.
For the record, I don't think that I've ever had an Android app no longer work after I update Android.
Really? Okay.
I'm not sure that's true, but I just wanted to put in the old dig. Dig. I don't know.
So that was that on that topic right there. That's all I want to do. But let's talk about this other topic here. MvCI.
MvCI.
Is it busted?
Maybe.
Is this game broken?
Well, we were pretty certain that it was broken, weren't we not? I mean, that it was that's like the goal of it, is to be
yes,
wild.
And yes, that's honestly
supposed to be crazy. That said, I mean, we had, I think everybody acknowledged that there was a significant chance that it was free enough that like very wild stuff would end up happening, right? We all recognize that. So now there's a hit stun decay glitch that essentially resets hit stun and makes it so that it doesn't decay as much as it's supposed to.
I feel like it's actually, and this is again coming from the programming standpoint, I think it's a flip. I think it's an integer flip. Because the damage has to be up to 7,300, which I'm assuming is probably the highest level of hit stun scaling. And so something triggers it, and there's probably supposed to be a protection to let it drop, prevent it from going any higher or whatever, but it probably tries to increase it and it resets it to 0. That's my theory.
Yeah, that makes total sense to me, because then after that you just do whatever you want, basically. And there are, at this point, paths found for a lot of different characters to set it up. So there's a pretty good chunk of characters that can make it happen.
I mean, Vanilla Marvel had a hit stun deterioration reset glitch too, if you remember. The capture state, and you would DHC and the guy would
DHC
flip
glitch.
out. The DHC glitch, yeah.
Yeah, but, the ability to kill one character is pretty crazy in a game with 2 characters rather than 3.
Which is why we even talked about the Spider-Man Infinite last week.
Right. And on top of that, better setups have come out so that people are doing inescapable resets, essentially, right? Resets that are uncombos, to use a term that nobody's used for like 15 years. Like a combo that's not counted as a combo. It's not a combo counter continuation, but there's no escape out of it, so you might as well call it a combo. Like, I don't know if you saw Al Yun come out with this whole Dante Spider-Man thing.
Dude, I love it.
You put him in the box, and they can't tag, and then the
Oh, no, I don't think I saw this one.
So the one that he had before that was the same idea, right? Dante does combo, big ol' combo, $1 million, they flip out $1 million, then you get him with the Spider-Man super. The only way to escape that is to tag, but you tag into the Dante super, so you're dead. But if you just have Spacebox open, then they can't tag anyway.
Oh, right, yeah, okay.
So they're definitely dead.
Right. My God, does that mean I should be using Space Stone?
I think Space is the best.
Because honestly, then that means they can't escape my Spider-Man reset either.
I've been saying I think Space is the best. I think Soul is the theory best, but I don't think that's going to happen for quite a while. So I think Space is the best. In any case, setups like that mean that there are,
one-touch kills.
One-touch kills. Characters build meter while they're getting hit. With 2 bars, you can tag out. So it's unlikely that that's going to be like a frequent, whenever you get touched, you have won the round. Basically, that's not going to happen. But it still is more than clearly they intended.
Right.
Capcom intended.
Yeah.
So, Capcom is taking a look at that stuff. We'll see what they do. I'm sure there's going to be some change in the works.
Yeah.
But, I just want to talk about Marvel being crazy. And it's no surprise.
I said it, like I said, before the game came out. I was like, look, when the game is busted, because you know it's going to be, right? Because, it wasn't even if to me. It was a when. I was like, let's just be happy that we live in a day and age of patches. Because back in the day, we couldn't do anything with that with Marvel 2. Most of the busted glitches in Marvel 2 turned out not to be terrible because they didn't beat Cable, Sentinel, Magneto, or Storm anyway.
Like, for example, that Anachorus thing where once he gets you with the curse, he just keeps cursing you and you're dead.
Yeah.
But that doesn't matter because when's he going to get that hit against those characters?
Thanos Bubble Infinite didn't matter.
Didn't even matter.
Like the Juggernaut powered up, permanent power up glitch. They banned Gambit flying away from the screen and disappearing. Yeah. There was a lot of bugs and frozen. Chances are if you went to a Dave & Buster's and you saw an MvC2 machine, 90% of the time the game was frozen. Because somebody who knew how to freeze the game would come along and do it for fun. That happened. I have seen so many frozen MvC2 games in Dave & Buster arcades.
That's funny.
Just because, and I've seen people do it. They're like, oh shit, an MvC2 machine. They run over there and then do this glitch and they walk away and they're like, ha ha, and they...
What a butt. That's funny.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, there is a lot of letting it rock versus patching. It's in this day and age, it's a little bit different because of the prize money and the esports aspect of it. There are some things that I do not want a knee-jerk reaction to patch.
Okay.
Like the Dante reset to the Spider-Man thing. I think that's super clever. I love that setup, but it forces you to use Dante and Spider-Man, which is not a bad team at all because they're both super good. But even if you took away the Spider-Man Infinite's the only thing that I think right now should... Well, there's a couple things. That needs to be patched. The Hitstun Decay should be patched. There was one other thing. Oh, Gamora gun not being throwable.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know if that is like super
important.
But
it's not going to come up very often, but it's just, it should be patched.
Like, Gamora can do, I guess, like meaty guns against waking up Hagar. Like, all right. You don't have to worry about level 3 super. I don't know.
And Crouch Light Stinger. Yeah, that one needs to be fixed too.
Oh, yeah. It's not just Crouch Light into Stinger. Some other characters have that too. But yeah, right.
The unintentional overheads.
Unintentional overhead. Yeah.
And again, you know, this people are always like, stupid Capcom, they suck that they didn't find all this. Look, you go make your own fighting game. Honestly, you will not, especially one that's like this.
Right.
If you make it like a Street Fighter game, even Birdie jump light kick being invincible on the way down, that glitch that happened a long time ago.
Forgot about that.
That stuff is not easy to find. Like, unless you literally have someone go through every frame and just like look at everyone and be like, is there a throwable hitbox? Is there a hittable hitbox? And there is like thousands and thousands of frames in this game, right? A lot of these things have to be found just through people playing and hope you get lucky and you find a lot of these things. You know what I mean?
It's whatever. I mean, it's to be expected that there would be some issue, but as you said, they can patch it. They're going to do that. Right. What I don't want is for them to also patch the characters. I think you're right about the Dante Spider-Man thing. Let that rock. We'll see how it pans out, right? But the fact that you can tag with 2 bars just means like, hey, if I'm going to play against a Spider-Man Dante team, I'm not going to spend meter for super.
Right. Exactly.
I'm going to always have the 2 bars. I'm going to come in spinning with the old lariat. Oh boy.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Dude, they should just hire tool assisted. Like, why have they not hired like these kind of resources? No, actually, the reason why is because he's not from Japan. But I mean, let's just be honest here, right?
Are you sure about where she lives?
That's true. I'm not sure where she lives, actually. She could be Japanese. Maybe that's why she types that way, to hide her inability to speak English very well.
Could be. I'm not sure.
There you go. Okay.
I'm not sure. Anyway, we'll see what happens with that. I just, like I said, I don't want character changes. It may be that some characters are too good and some characters are not good enough, but for now, I'm not sure about that, and I'd rather have time to check it out. You know, I don't... Personally, I don't feel like the game is terribly imbalanced. It seems to me like it's a great first stab at a Marvel game, specifically.
Especially with, apparently, the budget that they had for this game. I literally had someone argue to me that they were like, man, Capcom doesn't care about us because, you know, they made this game and half-assed it, and all they concentrated on was the gameplay and the netcode.
What a bunch of crazy people.
I mean, if you have no budget...
That's what you concentrate on.
That's what you work on, dude. I'm sorry.
Yeah, of course.
That's what you work on. I'm happy that that's what they chose.
Definitely.
If we have an ugly-ass Dante and an ugly-ass Frank West, but the gameplay is fun and the netcode is good...
That is what matters.
I'm good.
Of course, it would have been great if they had spent more money on it. You know, obviously that's preferable, if possible, whatever the constructions were.
Right.
But if possible. With that said, if you do have a limited budget, definitely pay attention to the gameplay.
Exactly.
Of course.
And yeah, they're going to work on stuff like story mode and all that stuff like that, but that's because everyone was mad that Street Fighter V didn't have... Basically, again, I mean, look. Yeah, Dan, you better sit down.
Dan.
I don't want to... Street Fighter is a result of Street Fighter 4 complaints.
Okay.
Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite is a result of Street Fighter V complaints. Right? I mean, it's just let's be honest with ourselves here, and that's pretty much how it all worked out. So, you guys were mad about not a lot of modes, so they made sure they put in arcade mode, story mode, you know. A lot of people were mad at gameplay, so they made sure the gameplay for Marvel was really sick and fun and creative.
Well, mission accomplished.
Yeah, exactly. So, in any case,
I still think that my team of Nemesis Hagar is month 1 top tier.
Yeah.
Especially with space. I think it's pretty silly. I think it's pretty crazy. I basically win matches online. By the way, I don't think I'm terrible anymore. I thought I was the worst. And I don't think I'm the worst anymore. I don't think I'm good, But I did take games off Tuboware earlier. What? I think he made it out of his pool in CEO Taku. So could I have made it out of a pool 3 weeks ago?
I think so. There you go.
I'm still like 11th or whatever, 12th ranked on the internet.
I think Mega Man was slept on. Mega Man X should have been the Dante of the game, and the Supers are lazy. What do I think? Yeah, I don't see, that's a weird. I don't know enough about Mega Man X right now. I don't see him enough. I don't see a lot of people playing him.
I feel like he's a bit underrated myself.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Probably not fantastic.
I mean, like these games. I don't like the knee-jerk reactions and stuff, and I really want to talk about this actually on an Uncensored episode because I want to tell a story about knee-jerk reactions. But like, you know, don't forget what everyone did with Level 4 Wesker when Ultimate Marvel came out. Remember Level 4 X Factor Wesker?
Yeah.
Once the shades are off, and then
whoa,
he was the best. He was the best character by far, right? So,
yeah. The point of that story was that I am not feeling myself. I don't think I'm very good. That was the point.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
I don't think I'm very good at the game.
I haven't played online again recently, actually. Like I said, I just played some Tekken yesterday, which was cool. I really had a good time with that. So
the only time I win is because I get to do stupid things with my team. Nemesis Hagar, I feel like its defense is the best in the game. So whenever anybody wants to like do cool stuff up close, I just spin around, or I do easy hyper with Hagar, which is invincible, or I do Circle 4 punches with Nemesis, which is invincible. And then I just tag, and I'm like, well, now it's my turn to do stuff.
People don't realize.
That's it.
Like,
and once I get snowballing, I just snowball. It's like a real jerk of a team, you know.
Yeah.
Command grabs in there, and I got a space box. It's just like I just get to do stupid stuff, and I'm not very good, so that's perfect.
You said on Twitter that you felt like your Hagar, most of his damage came from yourself spitting, right?
100%. Yes.
So that's how I played Maki.
He dies all the time
in CVS 2. I just hit 3K all day and hit everything. And the only reason why I want to bring this up is because this is, again, going back to the whole thing of, like, people want one-button special moves. You know how I use Maki's thing? I literally walked up and had my hands over the buttons, and anytime I saw the opponent move, I hit 3 kicks.
It's like with Ed in SF5, right? It's the same idea. People totally do the same thing.
Yeah, and so it's so much easier to invincibly hit people like that. So my hit rate on stupid 3K, like, I was playing against Nuki at Southern Hills Golfland, and I like drained half of my life and almost his whole entire bar with like 3 kicks. And afterwards, he was like, "Your Mach is very strong." And I was like, "Yeah," but it was all 3. It's all 3 kicks because you could just walk up and be like, "He did something 3 kicks," you know. And it's like,
yeah,
that's why quarter circle forward motions is important.
But even with Hagar, it's lariat tag.
Yeah,
and it's not even just that now it's your turn. It's that if they got hit, you get a full combo. You get the whole thing. You know, now they're in the corner, and then you bring in the old Hagar again, whatever you want. He's got a barrel there, you know. He is such a jerk. It's so fun.
Yeah. Oh, man.
It's not, I don't feel like it's repetitive. It's, if you watch good, so I feel like there's like a middle ground in terms of skill where it may become repetitive. Because same thing, it happened with Marvel 3 too. Mm-hmm. But at lower levels, it's blast. It's very free and open and a blast. And then at high levels, it's very free and open and a blast.
Yeah, and but
there's this middle ground where it's, I don't know.
Because at the highest levels, that's when players are counter-tagging and tagging. Because right now at middle grounds, everyone who counter-tags gets themselves killed. They just like bring in some guy and die. Like, okay, so at the tournament that we were just at in Iowa, of all places.
Yeah.
Like, Chris G was at that tournament, and when he counter-tagged, I noticed distinctly that he would counter-tag and run away.
Yes.
He would counter-tag and like run under the guy and just fly away.
Yes, definitely. As soon as they launch, you counter-tag, now you're in behind
because
them.
One, he turns them around, so you can't hit the guy over there. And 2, the other guy always drops combos on purpose because like, oh shit, here comes the counter-tag. Most people are counter-tagging, super jump, let me hit him, and they run into buttons and then they get happy birthday and everything like that. And so like, once you get to the higher level, it's like counter-tag, tag, and here, counter-tag, tag here. And so it isn't as repetitive, but you're right. At the middle ground where everybody is doing everything where it feels like they're supposed to do everything, yes, it gets very repetitive. And every character is going to do 6,500 damage. Every character, you know what I mean? It's like there is that issue with it. But I think at the highest levels, it's definitely very interesting.
Yeah, I think it's a blast. And by the way, SonicFox is the best player in the world.
Yeah, I mean, well, let's talk about this. Let's talk about SonicFox versus FChamp. Did you watch that?
Yes, I did. I was cheesing the whole time.
Dude, I was just like, because I was with a bunch of the other guys, like I was with Yipes and I was with Marn and, you know, Sherry and all these guys, and I was just sitting there, I was like, why would you guys not think SonicFox could win this? Like,
you got me. I don't know. So he has a rap of only playing games that, like, not the good players play.
SonicFox? Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
The NRS scene has a rap of being not as competitive as other game scenes. That was true for many years, okay?
Like in MK9.
Even in probably Injustice 1. But certainly come MKX, mid-MKX, for the last, like, year and a half, 2 years, it's been as strong as most scenes.
Right.
I'm not going to tell you it's as strong as Street Fighter, which I think is probably the strongest, only because that's what is most entered.
Right,
just because it's the biggest.
It's quantity.
Yeah, that's the only
It's
reason.
not quality, it's
That's the only
quantity.
reason.
Right.
But I don't think that it's that strong. But it's as strong as like most other games. So if you got somebody who's winning most of the time, including getting the top 8s pretty regularly without having lost a game, and also wins the Skull Rules things, and also the DOA things, and he also got top 8 in final round of Street Fighter V when he played it for a month and a half.
Right.
I just don't see why you would think that he is not a good player. So I wasn't like rooting for one side or the other, FChamp or SonicFox, but I did think it was hilarious that he dumped on FChamp. I just think that's funny because FChamp is very sure of himself, and I hope he. I mean, you could see in the second set he was figuring it out. Like if they had started a new third set.
Well, he was figured out, but someone said that they forgot to update SonicFox. He actually won 11 to like something.
Did he really? Okay.
So he should have won much earlier, and it would have looked like a bigger blow up,
funny.
but it didn't.
Okay.
That's what someone told me.
That's funny.
That's what someone told. Dude, yeah, I saw what.
So like FChamp was figuring stuff out. He's obviously an excellent player.
Yeah, because I mean the thing is, the first half of the second set, you could tell he wasn't really like fully in it because he was like, "Shit, I can't beat this. What the hell am I supposed to do?" Like you could see he was lost, and then he started figuring it out because he's a smart guy, but he still got blown up.
The thing is that he played that defensively better than anybody else, and he did it quickly. Like when I have watched, because I've watched all the NLVCs when SonicFox goes there, and I've been watching Bum stream, and he's been there, and I watched Ray stream, and he's been there. I've just been watching a lot of Marvel Infinite in general. SonicFox gets people to just not do anything. Like, he makes it so that even Ray, with as much movement as he has, even Ray gets caught by, like, instant air dash to the other side, instant air dash back to the first side. And he's not pressing buttons.
Right.
He's just caught. FChamp never had that happen to him. Like, in the second game, like, he saw Jetta do something like instant air dash.
It wasn't an 11 thing, so
it was not. Okay.
Yeah, okay, whatever.
So he saw Jetta do instant air dash in game 1. In game 2, he was already doing stand jab to anti-air preemptively. Already, nobody else had even done that. Right, I've been watching. So it's not like he came into this and was getting butted on in the same way that everybody else was. He was doing better, but SonicFox is so far ahead that he 3-0'd him, and then I forget the final score of the first thing was, but he won both of those sets 3-0. So he would have 3-0'd him in tournament. And then ultimately won by landslides anyway.
Right.
So, yeah, he's probably the best player. It may be that Justin Wong's the best. He hasn't entered the tournament yet. Certainly FChamp is going to be studying and practicing and getting a lot better, of course. But, yeah, it's probably SonicFox.
I mean, I had heard that Justin Wong is pretty much the best right now.
Yeah.
And I heard this from an unbiased source, a.k.a. Marn, right? Because Marn would totally not be biased in this situation.
Sure.
And he was like, no, Justin Wong is the best for free.
Okay, all right.
But the interesting thing was that the comment that that Yipes actually said about Justin, though, is that he says he's never seen Justin Wong this aggressive and this movement heavy. Like, he's like, he used to just be like the lamest guy in the world. And he's like, like in this game, like he is never standing still. Like, he is just in your face the whole entire time.
I don't even know what team Justin plays. Do you?
No idea.
I don't even know that.
Right, exactly. So we'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, this wouldn't be the first time people have said, you know what, I can take on SonicFox and failed. So.
Yeah, I mean, again, I don't know that I'd be rooting for either side because, Justin's my friend. I want him to do well. I like SonicFox too. It's like I feel like I want both things to happen. I want like the scene to be defended, Marvel players defending their turf. and then I also want like the newcomer to come in and blow it all up. Like I definitely feel both sides, so I don't know.
Although I will say this, I do think that SonicFox being FChamp is great. I think it's great for the scene.
Yes.
I think it's great for because it's basically the challenger coming in here, and it's not just going to be, hey, I'm FChamp, I'm already good at this game, I've been playing this game longer than all of you have, and he's just going to body everybody. You know what I mean? Like, it's SonicFox came in here. Because everyone was like, man, Dormammu's so cheap. The vines are broken. You can't do anything to... Too good, too good. He never even got... And every time he did get it, he set up the mix-up, and it was weird. FChamp's mix-up looked slow, and like, you're doing the same setup again. It didn't work. You know, like, it looked weird that he kept going to that same setup. Yeah. And it didn't look that impressive all of a sudden. You know what I mean?
I'm totally with you.
And so it was just good because Raccoon and Jeddah, two characters that, you know, not everybody was saying... Some people were saying Raccoon was top 5 for free, right? But most people weren't looking at them. Everyone's talking about Ultron and Dormammu and Dante. And to have SonicFox come in with this team that not a lot of people were, you know, talking about or anything, and blowing up someone like FChamp with this top-tier broken team, I think is great. I think it's fantastic. So
agreed.
I'm super excited.
Strongly agreed. Yeah, I mean, as many games as he played against FChamp, he was doing different mix-ups the whole time. I mean, a lot of them were based on the same idea, but like he was coming up with stuff on the fly. And when I saw him play later in the week against Ray Ray and Coach Steve on Ray Ray's stream, he was coming up with stuff like on the fly. And I don't know if you've ever seen SonicFox play in casuals. He is constantly feeling himself to the maximum extent. The absolute maximum. And there were some squeals out of that boy that you would not believe if you haven't seen the streams. Like he is having such a blast. It looks super annoying.
Oh man, dude, but yeah, did you see when Champ activated the Ghost Rider bike and he put him in the box? He put Ghost Rider bike in the box. And I was like, as soon as I saw it, I was like, shit, we're in Vegas. Like, I was picturing the little bikes and the globes. Because he was just turning around back and forth in the box. I was like, this is the greatest thing, dude. Oh, man. Oh, that was awesome.
Yeah, he definitely squeals.
Yeah. He's like giggling the whole time. He's like,
yes, definitely a giggler.
It's that Edma Sanchez. So, in other words, SonicFox is probably, we don't know this yet, but he's probably the best third strike player on the planet right now.
I definitely believe that he could be.
Yeah.
If he wanted to. I would believe that.
Oh, man. Okay.
He has that style.
Oh, all right.
Anyway.
But, yeah, MvCI is a pretty crazy game. I would expect nothing less. Look, if MvCI came out and it didn't feel busted, I would feel like it was a failed MvCI game.
Yeah,
I feel like it would be an MVC game. It would be a failed MVC game to me.
It should be crazy.
And there are a lot of people out there. Yes, someone's been arguing with me that, you know, that this game is bad because some people are saying it needs a patch. Dude, the game obviously needs a patch.
Yeah.
But I still love it, right? And I've seen people, like Kyle P was just like, I don't care what anybody says, I'm having the most fun with this game that I've ever had.
It's a lot of fun.
There's a lot of players out there who are legit enjoying this game, so...
I'm so happy with my team. It's so fun. I get to be such a butthole. Oh,
man. Okay.
Like, I don't even hit confirm, dude. It's ridiculous. I just do button, special move, super. Because why not? I have characters with the most health in the game, and it doesn't matter if they get hit, and I can tag, and then if I have Nemesis coming at them, right, he's invincible. And then I get Haggard coming in, and there are gaps in there where there can be command grabs. But it doesn't matter even if they don't get grabbed, because I still got the dude, he's coming in.
Right,
And then you can, if they push block, you can space stone them back into the mix-up. It's so stupid. Oh, boy. That's exactly how SonicFox sounds.
Yeah, actually, a lot of people are right, though. It's really hard to find a lot of people online right now, which is unfortunate. But there's just not that many people who are playing it. Not that many people who bought it.
That's exactly right.
But then also, dude, do you see that someone actually did finally, like, on the PC, they modded the graphics a little bit to, like, add shaders and stuff like that. It didn't 100% look better. Yeah. It definitely looked kind of janky, but it definitely showed that there was potential there.
Agreed.
And I do think, God, I have said this, though. Ever since the game came out, I felt like a lot of the bad graphics come from the fact that all the characters look so washed out.
Yeah, they look
The contrast is really bad in the game, and there's just something about it looks pasty and washed out. And I just feel like if they could just put in a quick little shader fix in there, they don't need to like update the graphics or whatever, but I think that would go a long way to making the game look better than it does right now. And like it can't look worse, right? So I mean, might as well. So
yeah, I'm with you. Alrighty. Anything else to talk about? What do we got?
No, let's go to fighting game news here. So,
FGC.
Announced was Street Fighter V Arcade Edition. I don't think we've actually officially talked about this
No, we
yet.
have not.
They have announced this. It's coming out on January 16th, 2018. It's got spiffy new HUDs, new graphics. There's going to be the arcade mode, crazy costumes. Like, I think that's Rashid in the Beautiful Joe costume there.
Really?
Yeah. Here, let me do this here. Let me see if I can bust this.
I honestly didn't know which character that was. I thought it might have been Chun-Li.
It's the pose.
That's
the
idea.
Rashid pose, if
Is
I'm
it?
not mistaken, right? That's
I don't know, man.
that's the Rashid pose.
Oh, he's not on the internet.
Yeah, that's right. There we go. That's the Rashid
Does
pose.
Rashid do that?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the Rashid pose right there. But yeah, they've got the Rashid costume. They've got this newer menu. They even have this bonus stage where you're breaking barrels or something like that, held by what's this guy's name? 2P, I think it is, or something like that, from Final Fight.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he's one of the Final Fight bad guys and stuff like that. So, a lot of cool things for this game potentially here. And then they said there's an arcade mode that's going to celebrate all the different Street Fighter games. So there's going to be the Alpha path, there's going to be the Third Strike path, there's going to be the Street Fighter 2 path and stuff, and lots of things coming out for this. So, obviously, you know, I want to see what more there is, though, because this is all good and nice and everything like that, but if they don't fix a lot of gameplay issues...
Well, speaking of gameplay issues, there are going to be 2 V-triggers.
Right, that's right. Okay, so every character is going to have 2 V-triggers. Now, the question is, can they do a good enough job to make them both good? Because I don't see why you would ever not pick, like, Balrog original V-trigger or Aegis Reflector, right? Unless they come up with something equally broken, which would be a problem.
Or just nerf the first V-trigger.
Right, or they nerf it. So if they can figure out a way to balance things, so...
Yeah, new V-skill as well.
Characters will have endings in every path. Interesting, okay.
Yeah, it could be cool.
I hope there's more. You know, I really hope that there's more than just a second V-trigger.
Well, V-skill also.
Yeah, a second V-skill, because I feel like the game has a lot more issues than that, right? Like, I feel like there needs to be just more ability to have variety in the game.
I just feel like it's in a strange place. Like, I'm not sure what the niche is of Street Fighter V's gameplay. I think it's a fun game to play, but if I want to play, like, wild, I can lose whenever game, then I would play Marvel. And if I want to play, like, the slow, patient kind of game, that is how a lot of Injustice plays.
Right.
And I'm not really sure, like, what the hook is of Street Fighter V, relatively speaking. I feel like it's like softcore Marvel. It's weird.
Yeah, I mean, somebody actually stated early on, like, that's why in Season 1 a lot of Marvel players like Ray Ray were doing well.
Yeah.
Because it does feel a lot like that. It's more about don't be there than it is about defending.
Yeah, it definitely is. The niche Beansy thinks is accessibility and familiarity. I think familiarity is true. I'm not sure accessibility is really it. Maybe that's the intention. I'm not sure, but it doesn't seem like that's how the game has played out.
Right. Because the funny thing is the way that they designed the game, they're like, let's make it accessible. And then they put the input buffer, and then they put in all this stuff about... It basically turned it into the most frame data important game, one of the most frame data important games ever. And so if you're going to do that and you don't put frame data in the game... Right, like... This is the thing. They tried a lot of things, but they're trying to apply it to existing Street Fighter. I've talked about the input buffer before. I don't like it, right? But like when you play in Tekken, there's an even bigger, gigantic input buffer. Why is it not bad in Tekken? It's because the game is designed around it. Yeah. It's like you have 7,000 moves. So you could throw out a move that you're like... It's like throwing out a move that you don't normally use in Tekken is like jumping in Street Fighter. You catch them off of guard, right? But in Street Fighter... You're only going to block Karen standing medium kick, crouching medium kick, whatever. There's only like 4 moves that you got to be careful of. And by then, because of the input buffer, then the frame data makes it so that everything is a canned response, right? And you're always going to be... If Cammy does towards heavy kick, you're always going to know. And you're always going to be able to say, well, she's -2 now it's my turn. Input buffer guarantees that you're going to win unless she EX uppercuts, right? And so you've basically turned everything into this canned response. There's none of this, like the game is not built for input buffer. You know what I mean? The game is not built for input buffer. If they wanted to do input buffer, people should have more normals. You know what I mean? They should have like more.
I guess I see what you mean, although I don't think that it's true that there are canned responses, because I think the game has gotten to an interesting point where after blocking a move that is -2, people don't just do jab, they do fierce, they do crush counter, because they know that if the jab, somebody wants to grab instead, and somebody wants to do jab. There's like an interesting little game that develops of which option you bring out afterward.
Right.
So I think that there actually is an interesting game there. I just think that it's extremely important to know, as you said, frame data, and you have to know block strings. You have to know exactly like what the common block strings are to deal with stuff.
But see, once you'd establish that, then that mix-up is the same. It's like, okay, then it's like, okay, well, after I block this, I can take advantage of the fact that he knows I'm going to jab, so I can do the slower move, and I can take advantage. But that is already determined. You know what I mean? We already know that mix-up.
Well, that mix-up didn't come in for the first good year of the game, year and a half of the game. It's not like it took a little while to develop. Yeah. But certainly now that it's developed, it's the mix-up.
Right, exactly. And so I just feel like there needs to be more put into the game to add for more chaos, for more. And I know
that's not what I want.
It's not necessarily what I mean by chaos. I just mean like I want more human error. That's all it is. Like that to me is the hallmark of a good fighting game, is the potential for human error, because that's what I feel like really separates people.
Okay,
you know.
I mean I know that's important to you. I don't care about that really, but I guess for me the issue with SF5 is that I just don't see it as having like a distinct enough niche, gameplay niche. I felt like it was like SF4 was. I thought it had quite a few faults, but it was clearly very distinct compared to many of the other games that were out at the time.
Yeah.
Not the same as Marvel, not the same as MK, it's not the same as Injustice, not the same as Tekken, etc. Whereas I feel like SF5 is kind of this like there's some clear guilty gear in it. There's like clearly it's like less than Marvel, but kind of Marvel-ish, and it's not the old sort of footsies style that was there. It's got a different kind of footsies, but it's not the old style that was very Street Fighter 4-ish, Street Fighter 3-ish. It's not like that. So I don't need it to be like Street Fighter 3 and so forth. That's totally fine. I just don't think that it has like a real identity.
It doesn't have its own personality, basically, right? It doesn't. There's nothing Street Fighter 5 like.
I think that's
I agree with that.
Put it succinctly, yeah.
I agree with that a lot, actually. So, but Arcade Edition coming out. Hopefully they do a lot of things. Hopefully it changes a lot of things. I mean, the UI looks a little better, although the Ken face looked the same and his hair was still clipping out of his clavicle. But you know,
we can only ask for so much, right?
Yeah, exactly. So. But we'll see. I'm excited for it, so I'm very hopeful for Season 3. I hope they throw in a couple of loops in there.
Same.
Because, I mean, remember when people realized that Omega Edition was kind of like a beta for Street Fighter 5?
Yeah.
Some people have been going back to Omega Edition and messing around, and that thing was wild! And it's so different than what Street Fighter 5 turned out to be. Like, the original Street Fighter 5 betas felt like it because there was just, like, craziness. Like, there was, like, cool combos, and then it just like went away, and then it went away from that, and so I don't know. I would like to see a little bit more of the.
I saw a clip of somebody who was comparing Omega stuff to some of the release screenshots, and you know the Bison will have a Psycho Crusher, right? And the Omega Psycho Crusher into whatever funky punch follow-up he had, some janky looking stuff.
Right.
That kind of looks like what this picture is now in the SF5 and in Season 3.
If they decide to do something like that and go a little bit nuttier like that, I'm all for it. And like I said, and that's the thing is, I don't think that will add to chaos. I think that will make the game a little more less chaotic in a weird way, because right now the game is literally, you know what? I know my view is skewed heavily because I use Cammy, and she is the most boring-ass character in the world, right? So right now the game is knock you down, and there's just this mix-up, and you gotta guess, and you gotta guess. And
that's video games.
Right.
I'm not worried about that.
Like I said, the guessing is it's too exact. It's too precise. You know what I mean? It's like A beats B beats C beats A. It's not like, there's not enough weight in any direction. You know what I mean? In Super Turbo, it's safer to block when you get up. It just is. Like, if you block when you get up in Super Turbo, there's very little way that the opponent, if they know you're going to block when you get up, can take advantage of that. They can make you block a short and then go for the throw. But blocking when you get up is still going to successfully avoid 90% of the problems that are going to come.
You can't be thrown immediately.
Right,
when you're getting up in Super Turbo.
And that's what's missing. And like in Street Fighter 4, that was backdash, right? Backdash was kind of like that. Hey, this will solve most of the problems. That became a problem in itself. It created OSs and whatever like that. But right now, Street Fighter 5 is too much 1-to-1-to-1. It's like A, B beats B, B beats C. So it's literally you have to guess. And I think that's a little chaotic. If you create the game so that the moves are a little more potent, so that you have reason to just do meaty chip, stuff like that, I actually think that will take away a little bit from the chaos. So.
I feel like Street Fighter V's mix-ups are among the weakest in any fighting game. They're not super compelling. It's just like button or not, right? To really boil it down. So it's not like some wild game. Like ST is considerably crazier, but it's very frame data heavy, pressure, and not, as we've said many times, not enough gameplay variety.
Right. Like I know a lot of people have seen the picture of Sagat, and they're like, "Oh my God, Sagat's in it." It's a Street Fighter 1 picture. It's literally a picture of Sagat and this Rune Kit and all the Street Fighter 1. It's just a Street Fighter 1 art, so we don't know anything yet, right? But like, if he is in the game, please be a zoner. Please,
yes.
Please be a tiger zoner, please.
He's not going to be. No, sorry.
Because I know...
I agree, though.
I hate zoning. I hate zoning, but like, I want it. It needs to be there.
I agree.
That's almost kind of like why Manat is so interesting to me.
Yeah.
Because she's kind of zoning a little bit like that, so...
I'm
in any case, more
what's going on
news
now?
about games that are actually out. Let's see here. ARMS version 3.2 is out, so there's a new patch for that, and I'm sure you're all excited for that. So,
go on.
The main addition is the Badge Slash, a special achievement system where players gain badges for completing specific tasks. And then I guess there's a robotic version of Springman designed in the style of Headlock from the single-player Grand Prix mode. So they keep updating the game. They keep adding patches and stuff like that. So,
oh, bless their little hearts.
That's true. Oh, that's right. Do I have that listed here? Oh, I don't have it. But yeah, Jeff in the chat has reminded us that the DLC for Marvel is coming out. Black Panther, Ultron Sigma Ultron, and
just Sigma, right?
It's just Sigma? Yeah, you're right. Just
Pretty
Sigma
sure, yeah.
and Black... No, not Black Widow. It was Monster Hunter.
Correct.
So those three are coming out.
And there was footage of them.
Yes.
At whatever event just
New
happened.
York Comic-Con.
There you go. Did you see any of that?
I did not see any of the footage.
I did. Sigma has a very interesting move where first of all, he's very large, right?
He was in the game.
Yes, indeed. That's right. Yeah, he was in there. So he swings his sword, and when he does so, he leaves a projectile, kind of, I assume projectile, but he leaves a thing on the screen.
Ooh, okay.
And it just hangs out there for a while.
Okay.
So...
It's kind of like SF Cross Tekken Jin, maybe? Or Kazuya, whichever one that threw the little fireball that stood on the screen.
Well, I guess kind of, but it's just like something that hangs there in the sky. It's not far away. It's just like where the sword was.
Okay,
like where the sword swung, he like leaves a thing there. So I don't know. There could be some cool things with that. Black Panther has really good mobility. He has like a couple different wall jumps.
I mean, he definitely looks like the Wolverine function. I mean, let's
I think he has Rekkas. Is how it looked.
Oh, really?
I'm not sure he's Wolverine really, but he has wall jumps and funky movement. Like Wolverine's movement is like very normal. You know what I mean? Like it's not. If anything, maybe more like X-23. That kind of weird movement. So that's cool. And we've already seen a little bit of Monster Hunter 2. She has a big sword. Whatever happens with that.
Yeah, but there was also the artwork that was leaked with Black Widow, but I think we talked about that last week a little bit. So, but also at New York Comic Con was Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle. Had a bunch of footage there as well, and it was interesting because they saw the character select screen and it shows like Persona, and there's like maybe 7 slots there. There was like Blaze Blue, and there was like 12 slots in there, and then the weird one is that under Ruby they have this up, but then there was one that just said extra,
Oh.
There's just this extra row that had nothing in there at the time.
Okay.
But are they gonna like throw in even some crazier characters in there all of a sudden?
Interesting.
So,
what do you want? What do you want?
I mean, if they could put in
Guilty
Guilty Gear,
Gear.
if they can actually, I don't know if they have the rights to it, but if they could put in Guilty Gear characters, that would be awesome. Like, just take the old sprites from Guilty Gear and
Oh,
put
that
them
makes
back
sense.
in the game. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? But I mean, if they did that,
Classic Gear.
why wouldn't it say Guilty Gear, right? But you know, who knows what they have in there? So
That's true. I've just been thinking about like modern Guilty Gear, but they could just use like XX.
accent core sprites.
Yeah.
But that's in there. Did you see any of the footage of the game? Or
I
anything
did.
Like that?
I heard it. I heard a lot of it.
Ruby is loud.
She was a talkative character.
Yes, she is. She's definitely
Chatting up a storm.
She's definitely very jam-like. Ho,
Yeah, it's not. That's not unusual for that game developer.
Yeah,
right. That's you ever played BlazBlue? Their characters are having conversations the entire time.
Right.
So it was just a particularly obnoxious voice. But,
Yeah.
oh well.
But yeah, no, I'm excited. I mean, the game looks cool. So I didn't get a chance to see much of it, but I'm really curious to see how it's going to develop. See what's going to happen with that game. So, all right. This is the community stuff that I have here. There was footage of Dragon Ball Fighters, and now all of a sudden at the bottom there's a new UI element of like little Dragon Balls down there.
Oh, what?
And you can actually collect Dragon Balls.
Really?
So let me just do this here.
Is this GERD? What is this?
The grid? Okay, yeah, the grid system.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not sure, but apparently, like, there's something cool that happens if you collect all 7 Dragon Balls, and so like they're down here, but they haven't revealed what this does yet. So
That's not 7, is it? Am I just not able to see them
1,
here?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah,
Oh,
there's
I
a
missed.
7th one
okay.
there. Yeah, that's
No, you're
just
right.
really black in there. So
You're right.
So interesting. I'm not sure how this is going to work. Not sure what's going to happen with that, but kind of excited to see what's going to happen.
Little tug of war GERD.
I don't know, because it looks like you can, but I don't know. See, that's the weird thing is like if you collect it, shouldn't there be 2 of them, like one for each player, or
Maybe the ball is just more on the left player's side right now. You know?
Yeah, I know,
don't
right? And like
I
shifts
don't
over
know.
there.
I have no idea what it is.
It'd be really interesting. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what it does. But
Cool.
it'd be
Well,
interesting
it's,
to find out what happens.
Already extremely interesting game, and obviously looking forward to that.
All right. Some community stuff.
Okay.
Matt Dahlgren,
Yeah.
who has been at Capcom for almost a decade now, is leaving.
Wow.
You didn't know? You didn't
A,
hear about this?
I didn't know he was there for a decade. Jeez.
Yeah.
B, no. How about that?
Yeah, he's actually taking off, leaves the position after nearly a decade. It's been like maybe 9 years. He says he's worked on games like Lost Planet 2, Resident Evil Darkside Chronicles, Street Fighter Cross Tekken, Ultimate Marvel Captain 3, Ultra Street Fighter 2, Final Challenger, Street Fighter 5, and Resident Evil 5, and all stuff like that. So he's been there for a very, very long time.
How about that? Does he
Yeah.
say what he's going to do?
Doesn't say where he's going to go at this point in time. So
Wow.
curious to see what he's got up for him. But
Well,
yeah, I mean, like that's
Good luck to him over at League of Fighters. Congrats to Riot for his hire.
I know, right? But I mean, it's kind of concerning, right? Because we had Nidell leave, and now Matt Dahlgren's
Right.
left, you know. So I'm wondering
What's
what that
going on, huh?
entails at this point in time. So we'll see what happens. For Tekken 7, one of the crucial videos that I used very early on was That Blasted Salami is a guy who makes videos, Tekken videos, and he made one that was like, here's all the characters, how hard they are to use, and how they generally kind of play.
Okay,
So
cool.
pick one that fits to your style. He just recently kicked off a new series of videos here called Tekken 7 Essentials, where he goes through characters one by one. So the first episode is out. It is Dragunov, where he talks about Dragunov, so definitely check that out. I'm pretty sure his YouTube is That Blasted Salami. Just look up That Blasted Salami, and you should be able to find that on YouTube pretty easily.
Very cool. I will definitely check that out.
I definitely need to watch these because I'm still getting... Like, I'm just happy right now that I feel like when I'm losing in Tekken, it is more now that my movement sucks and that I don't know the enemy character, as opposed to I don't know what to do, I'm panicking.
Gotcha.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like, because I played against a Heihachi who was destroying me at first, and I was actually able to adapt to him, like, after a while. Like, I was like, whoa, I can actually, like, adjust to fight him a little bit better.
That's cool, man. Congrats.
So a lot of the problems that I have in the game are definitely my own fault. Like I said, my movement is garbage.
Okay.
And I just need to know the character. So it's cool. Dude,
That's
I know almost all of King's moves now, to be honest with you. He has the most, like, out of
Does he
everybody.
really? Okay.
Like, you go through his move list. Like, I went through Fang, right? Because he's, like, the second character I might want to learn. His move list is, like, 100 moves, right? And you go to King, it's, like, 340-something. And I'm just like, Jesus Christ. It's because there's so many, like, multi-throws that there's, like, these... They can branch to here, they can do this, and then there's, like...
What?
Dude, seriously, his move list. And you know what?
God.
They didn't even list all of the moves in there.
Really?
There's some moves that aren't listed in there that, like, some other people had to tell me about afterwards. I was like, what? There's more?
That's wild.
Yeah, exactly. So,
All right.
but definitely check that out. Also, community stuff here. Cien talked to Channel News Asia about the struggles of becoming a professional gamer. Always like watching these. Like, I haven't had a chance to watch this yet, but I'm just bringing this up so people can take a look at this.
Cool, yeah. I haven't seen it either.
But yeah, he talks to, let me see here. Yeah, he talks about his drive to become a top player, involved walking away from jobs, etc., etc.
Yeah.
So definitely check that out. Cien, another one of those cool people in the community that I just think he's...
Good guy.
Yeah. But yes, we talked about this a little bit earlier. Punko, who did say that he was going to disappear from the FGC, wasn't even sure if he could play at all in 2018, showed up at Taiwan Fighters and is going to be at Canada Cup.
Nice.
So he will be showing up there. So,
I'll give him a high five.
So he says, I was not able to enter rest of CPTs this year, but luckily I can now, and I'm going to CPT at Taiwan this week, and will be joining CPT Canada as well. I was in a difficult situation, but there were people who helped me out. Thanks to them, I am very grateful to be able to join the remaining competitions. I will do my best for the remaining competitions, he says on Twitter.
Well, very cool. I'm happy to have him, of course.
Yes. And then finally, I just want to bring this up because this is super cool to me for obvious reasons, but Connecticut's is doing like a bunch of Femme Fatale series. They had a jury statue a while ago. But they've added this Cammy statue that's coming out, and it's a really nice looking Cammy statue. What I like about it is that it's an action pose. I like the action pose of this, so I'm super happy about that because
She's like breaking the ground, maybe.
Yeah, she's like dive kicking the floor or something like that.
Okay.
But it's a cool looking statue.
I agree.
I like it. So and obviously I can never have enough Cammy statues because
Yeah.
Cammy statues everywhere. So but
Well,
there you
that's
go.
cool.
So really cool looking statue there. But
That's all you got?
that's all I have for news. Yep.
It is true. I've read the same that Bonchan has kidney stones.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that is tough. I haven't had it myself, but I've had a few friends at this point who have had it, and from all accounts, it is horrible.
And it is. I've heard it's just painful.
Yeah, I've heard it's just terrible. So, best of luck to him with that. That's it's quite a trial to go through.
Yeah. Jeff in the chat asks what I think of the Nintendo World Championships. Did you actually watch any of that?
I watched not a bit.
I watched parts of it. They brought out some super old games that I completely forgot existed, but were kind of cool.
Really?
Like on the old GBA Color, there was this versus Super Mario Brothers game where you both ran on the level at the same time. You'd like try to fight each other, and you had those blocks that would like turn off and on, and you could hit blocks and turn. So you try to drop people in pits. And
Okay,
stuff like that.
I like
but
it.
But one section was the Tetris section. And like I am not the kind of person. Okay, look, I am not the kind of
Rant
person that
time.
wants to use those words like triggered like lightly because I think it's stupid. But dude, like Bifu was the one who was showing me the video because like he just turned his laptop and it was showing me, and I sat there and watched it, and we were sitting there watching it, and I was just like, why would you like, dude, like oh my god, like I could feel the rage, like
I believe it.
Oh my god, I was so mad. I was so mad because I have never seen anything Like, how do you get into a Nintendo World Championships? That must mean you play video games. How does anybody get in there and have that little Tetris experience?
Was it that bad?
Like, literally some person...
Like, you're a very good player.
Like,
but...
sometimes it looked like people were thinking that the way to play Tetris was to build as tall of a structure as possible with as large as holes as possible. Like, literally, these guys were the worst Tetris players I've ever seen. Honestly, like, I have not seen some things that were that bad in my entire life. And you know what? Okay, I understand. It was Game Boy version. There's no sliding the pieces. They stick really fast and they touch down. But no, they were all on playing on level 0. They were playing on... Oh, God.
Are you going to make me watch this?
No, I'm not going to make you watch it, but I'll just pull out a picture that someone sent me at one point in time. They were like, what are you talking about, James? Like, what's wrong with this? And it's just like the picture, just like, I just wanted to die. And
were they children?
I don't know. They were not. They were not at all. Oh, God. I just want to see if I can find this. I'm doing this the wrong way, dude. I'm scrolling back. I should look for my tweet where I talked about how much it was pissing me off. And then I can actually find them. Oh, God. Why am I doing it this hard way? Anyway, is there anything else you want to talk about? Is there anything else you want to talk about while I look for this picture?
Well, I don't think so.
Damn it, David! Because this is...
I'm going to Minneapolis this weekend.
Oh, cool. What for?
A wedding.
Oh, nice. Oh, okay.
Not mine.
Family wedding?
Friend.
Nice. Okay, okay.
So, basically, showing up there for like a total of barely a day and a half. You know, it's like one of those things. Flying in for the minimum possible period of time. I don't have any more pies. I'll probably have more pies soon. No, it's not that. Was it that?
That was it right there. What happened to it? Where did that picture go?
It died. It reloaded.
Are you kidding me?
Anyway, it was very bad.
Why would you do this to me?
I saw the picture of the Game Boy Tetris, and it was really bad. So, take my word for it, I guess.
Right, here we go.
It was gnarly looking.
Where's the link? The link is supposed to be like where you can...
Mortal Kombat had its 25th anniversary. I guess there was a party. I didn't go, and I don't know what happened.
Oh, yeah. Where was that, actually?
I know nothing about it.
Okay.
Also, it's completely an accident that I'm wearing a Mortal Kombat t-shirt today. It was at the top of my clean clothes pile.
How...
Yeah, that's confusing, I gotta say. I don't know.
Like, how do you...
What do we got? Level...
0?
Level
0. He hasn't done a line yet. His scores...
There haven't been any lines. It's bad. There's no sugarcoating.
Like...
I don't understand.
How does this even happen as a human being? Like,
no, I'm not sure. You would have to have very little knowledge of video games, I think, for that to happen. I think you probably are not a very good player of the video game.
That was not Photoshop. That was
the real stuff.
That was like you can find it on YouTube. Just go look up the Nintendo World Championship.
Like they
weren't
find children.
Go find the Tetris section, dude, and just go watch this.
Like there was some other stipulation. Like
I don't know.
They had to play with oven mitts on.
I'm not sure. I'm scared to go back and check because if I find out that there wasn't a stipulation, I'm just gonna be angry. Like like I was watching and I was like. People should be, and I was like, "Why? How?" Like, dude, like
I believe that.
I couldn't, like, I can't even fake the amount of upset rage that I felt, like, legit at the time when he showed that to me. Like, I literally like went up, I like started yelling, and I looked at people. I'm like, "Sorry, I have." Like, I literally had to like stop myself because I was getting so upset. In any case,
well, that sucks. So I didn't watch any of that event. What was the shtick? It was just like the World Championships? How did those people get into the World Championships?
I'm not sure, so...
I saw some things about it on Twitter, and I thought to myself, I'm not going to care about this, so... I'm not going to
But actually, Kugi did all the graphics, Tenno streamed it all, and everything like that. So,
really?
Yeah, they were the ones who handled it, because they were so happy with Kugi's work. that he did for Splatoon 2 at E3.
Sick.
They hired him back again, so he did all the graphics for there.
Man.
Slash, Slash was there, and Spans, all the Tenno guys were there doing the broadcast with all that stuff. So
Very cool.
Shout outs to all those guys. So FGC making waves.
Definitely. Speaking of Tenno, I'm sorry to hear about what's going on up in Northern California. There are fires up in the wine country.
Right.
And that, in particular, obviously affects many people. The entire neighborhoods have been destroyed. It's crazy looking. It looks bombed out rather than just a fire. But Hanzo Gonzo lives in that area. And, and while he was flying home, I guess from that event, I didn't know what it was from. He didn't know whether his house would survive. And it has. His apartment's okay. I guess his dad's is as well. But many other people's have been destroyed. Like, very close to where he lives. It just was very lucky that his was fine. So I'm sorry to hear about that. That's
because some of the neighborhoods
scary times
have even looked like they've been destroyed. They haven't even been caught on fire. It's just that the ashes and the smoke and everything like that has rained down so badly.
He did mention that there were baseball-sized chunks of ash coming down. I've never seen that. I mean, there are fires in California every single year.
I mean,
I've never seen
SoCal, it's
ash
happening
that
too.
bad.
It's happening in SoCal, like down in the Anaheim area.
Anaheim has a big fire. That's true. We had. It's terrible to say, but there are the most beautiful sunsets during fire season. Right? They're amazing looking, but they're scary because you know what they are. So I was in my apartment and started to get down to sunset, and there's a very particular eerie
red
orange
hue.
it's a weird glow, and I could see it through the window coming in, and I hadn't even heard that there were fires. And that's you know it when you see a sunset like that. So that happens in California just about every year now, and I'm sorry to hear that it's happening again. Good luck to everybody.
Yeah, every year there's always this fire situation. So, whew.
Yeah, that happened. I guess that's about it. I don't think I have much else.
Yeah, I think I don't have really much else to talk about at this point in time.
I'm gonna learn a Hulk team. I think he's underrated in Marvel.
I want to learn
Infinite.
a Hulk team too. Yeah,
okay.
I want to learn a Hulk team too.
I think he's I was trying to think about how I would classify him. I don't feel like he's a point in the traditional sense. That is to say, like, I don't want him doing most of the mix-ups. I want him, setting up the other guy. But it's not like traditional assists either. It's not like he does, he's like the beam tag, somebody else.
Right, yeah.
It's not like that either. It's like he's the one playing out, and then I want him to do something, he's close, and then he tags. I don't know what to call that.
Right.
I don't know. So I feel like I'm going to call that an offensive defenseman in hockey, who he's traditionally defensive, but can sometimes come up and he shoots puck in, and then he hopes that somebody else gets a rebound, and then they score. I don't know. But I feel like with his extra mobility, he has great horizontal jumps. He has the wall jump. He has the slower wave that's really good for people to advance behind. He has the charge into, does he go up or does he tag or what?
You saw after he goes up, he can still do something on the way down.
Yes,
right?
He can still attack.
He's safe after that. So if you charge and they block, you just go up in the air and you can still do something on the way down. It's crazy.
Yeah. So I think he's underrated.
Yeah, I just want one change to him.
Okay.
I want Gamma Tsunami to be slightly faster because I have this awesome combo where I wall bounce you to the other side, and then I do Gamma Tsunami, and it has the entire stage to drag you with damage. So, I can do, this tiny combo and still get 6,500 just from the super.
Okay.
But you have to get it at exactly the right height, because if they're too high on it, they bounce, and they start falling out, and then they hit the ground, and it doesn't hit them anymore. So it's just too slow. If they can speed it up a little bit, then it'll just carry them across the screen, and I would be super happy. So.
All right. Yeah, I don't know who I'm going to play him with, but I think he's an interesting character.
Dude,
and I'm learning Arthur, too, because I think he's good.
Yeah, I want to learn Hawkeye as well. He was a character that I wanted to learn in Marvel 3, but...
I feel like you could learn that guy in a minute.
I feel like he's way better now. I feel like he's so much better.
Some people, I have seen people say that they think he's terrible. I don't know. He seems pretty good to me, but I feel like he's a easy and interesting character.
So powerful in this game.
Yeah, I agree.
Literally, if you have Gimlet, the enemy can't Reality Stone. Right? You see, Reality Gimlet, they're dead.
I call that noodles. Forward roundhouse. Noodles.
Oh, is that how you blow up Reality?
Bam. Armor
Nice.
right on through. Bam!
Okay.
Alright, anyway.
Alright, that's all.
About it. Thanks a lot for joining us. Thanks a lot to Mike Watson for coming out and talking about the Super Arcade. That was
Yeah,
cool.
absolutely.
Haven't seen that guy in a little while.
Yeah.
You wanna bird him?
Oh, that's right. Got
Wanna
a
bird out?
Got a bird 'em. Got a bird, everybody.
The old noodles. Jump noodles, ground noodles. I got all the kinds of noodles. So here's
I'm a big fan of
here's a fun
noodles,
thing.
dude. I'm not gonna lie.
Nobody has been able to beat this so far, and I haven't officially tested it. But at every round start, I do stand jab with Nemesis. Nobody's beaten it yet. So I don't have frame data for him either. So I don't know. But his jab.
Oh, Tool Assisted does have frame data for the game now.
But not for everybody.
Oh,
it's a work
okay,
in progress.
Okay.
So his stand jab has armor. All of his buttons have armor. His armor seems like it is fast enough to beat all the lights, right? And the jab itself seems to hit fast enough to beat all the fierces. Nobody's beaten me yet. So I basically start out every single round with stand jab. I just do jab. That's it.
You've seen the anti-tag technology with the jabs and stuff like that, right?
No.
Yipes pointed this out to me, that Rocket Raccoon and Spider-Man are the only ones with 4-frame standing light punches. Tag attack is 5 frames. So if you ever see a tag, you can jab them before they can hit you.
Okay.
And before they can recover.
Okay.
And then I found out you don't even need to time it. As soon as you see the flash, just hold jab and it works.
Sick.
And so what everybody found out then is you can hold forward and heavy punch and you will throw them every single time.
Interesting.
You can, so basically raw tag, so all the raw tag shenanigans where someone super jumps over you and raw tags, not a real thing. You can at least throw them every time, and I think that's going to make the game better. Because I think that mix-up was kind of silly, but now you're not going to be able to get away with it. And now you have to be smart tagging, so I like that.
You want to know something else, Dub?
What's that?
When I was playing Tubaware earlier, I did stand jab enough at the start of rounds that I got just raw command grab at the start of one of the rounds. Oh, what a dingus. Alright, that's all I got for you.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I felt powerful. Noodly.
Noodly?
Noodly and powerful.
You felt noodly powerful. We're all going to have to play the first stage of oh no, it was one of the later stages. Parappa the Rappa 2 is all about noodles. In any case, thanks guys. Peace out.